Impressive. Impressive work. They said they weren't going to corpse and they were going to do straight faces for the beginning of this session, and they did it. Very well done, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Sidequest.
Did we level up?
You did level up. Did you not do it? You definitely did, surely.
I must have done, yes.
Who are you and what did you do with Myre?
Forget about that. The audience are waiting. Speak to them.
Alright, I'll speak to them. We decided that you each sort of trotted off from the docks district and headed over to the Jester's Barrel Tavern and Inn. Heading over to the inn portion of the Jester's Barrel and purchasing a room, or you all decided to buy a bed, I think was the plan. When I say we decided this, by the way, we decided this between sessions. It wasn't, you didn't miss anything. If you're like, wait a minute, they were in the docks district talking to an imp. And just sort of for the sake of speeding things up a little bit and getting you through the long rest, you can each mark off 2 gold pieces from your sheets.
Yes.
Don't forget to do that. And that is room and board, so you will have had some food, or and you would have had a long rest here. And you were informed that the event, which is sort of been quietly retconned into the Silver Race, is starting at 12 p.m. Why did you react like that, Orcish?
I just don't know what you mean by quietly retconned.
Oh, originally it was called the Adventurers something, and I kept forgetting what it was called. So for literally my own brain, I renamed it to the Silver Race event.
Silver Race.
And
It was meant to be quiet, but now we're talking about it.
And the Silver Race begins at midday today. It is now 11:31 a.m. as the 4 of you congregate at the Jester's Barrel. I guess probably somewhere in the actual tavern. I don't know if any of you would have done anything specific in this time. Now's the opportunity to voice any of that. Otherwise, we can just assume that you ate a little food and rested and leveled up.
Yeah. I specifically ordered a bunch of meat, and I'll take the jerky and the drumsticks, and I don't care what kind of drumsticks, just give me anything you got, and the legs, and I'll have what is that? Yeah, whatever that thing is there. Yep.
Sorry, love, we haven't got any drumsticks and jerky.
No one knows why that's so
I'm kidding. Here you go, and he hands you one, and Seth holds it up.
Wow, yippee.
That's why it was funny. She brought.
I brought an excuse to snack.
She brought some actual chicken drumsticks and pepperamis.
I will have what she's having, but
Yeah,
I am a percussionist.
yeah. The morning bartender grabs a couple of chicken drumsticks and some sort of weird jerky-looking sticks and pushes them across the table towards you. A cup of mead for the morning as well. Morning mead.
Another.
Okay.
Does Seth look like she's enjoying all of the snacks she got?
She's voraciously eating the meat, and
Okay.
usually you'd see Seth eating quite a lot of veggies. Actually, she's quite healthy. She likes a nice balanced diet. There's not a single veggie anywhere near her at this point. She is fully carnivorous.
Is she arranging the bones in the shape of a smiley face?
She's sucking the.
Make a persuasion check.
She's cleaning the bones.
Not much.
Are you gonna
better.
say she's sucking the bones dry?
Yeah.
Going on?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
An audience gathers.
Wow, I've never seen such dry bones before.
No, everyone around is very excitable. It is the day before the King's Silver Jubilee, and today there is an event in town where some of the adventurers will be taking part in the Silver Race. So there are groups that have been registered, including your own. It's generally sort of lower leveled groups, like the hardcore heroes don't take part because it's sort of like they would just win, you know. But yeah, many different groups have taken have signed up for it, so people I think are probably quite excitable. Most people seem to be sort of beginning to move out of the Jester's Barrel and head over towards the palace courtyard, and where the area where the House Celestia Guild is, as there is a sort of the announcing ceremony will take place there. All of the adventurers would gather there, and then when the event begins, you'll head over and find a guild to start from. Wouldn't want to be late. It's 11:36.
Where does it start?
It starts in the Noble District. Luckily, you're in the Jester's Barrel, so you're...
No, when?
When? In 24 minutes.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna... Ah, boy, how do I tell time? Excuse me. What time? How does... We should probably get going. Right? Got that thing later, right? Are we doing that still? I'm feeling
Yes,
good. I
yes,
slept
yes.
well.
Oh my, yes. I almost completely forgot. Sorry. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come
Take away
on,
my
everyone.
spare meat.
Hey, back off my chair.
Okay.
Bring your
Just,
meat,
just
Zeph.
bring it with you. Just bring it with you.
Yeah,
We're walking
Do
in.
they have a box?
bringing it,
Do you
I'm
have a
bringing it.
small crate for us?
No,
A
it's
to-go
fine. I'm just
crate?
stuffing it in my
What,
pockets
to-go
at this point.
Oh,
It's-
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
The
pockets are
four of
creased
you
and
go
they're filthy
walking
looking.
out, Seth's pockets filled with varying meats, and someone comes over with a little, perfect little box crate.
No,
for
I
you
don't
to-
need it.
And they shrug,
Good case.
put it back, and you head on out and start making your way over towards the Noble District. The Jester's Barrel is on the very south side of the Merchant District, but it's quite close to the Noble Quarter in itself. So it's pretty easy to get to. And also you just have to head towards the big palace in town. There's a big, beautiful palace, sort of gilded with silver and blue, that you can't miss. Pretty much from anywhere in town you're able to see this thing. And as you pass through into the Noble District, sometimes the Noble District has a set of inner walls. It's the only part of town that is kind of it has its own set of walls, and you move through these huge gates there are like palatial guards that exist and sometimes man these gates, but today it seems like just the basic military seem to be holding the area. The town watch are out in full force, but everyone is free to come and go from the Noble District because there is this event, and four of you make your way over. Again, you sort of come up to this very sort of storybook perfect castle, which is sort of sat partially across the lake itself. So it's built on the edge of the lake and then goes out and across and over the lake as well. This sort of huge multi-tiered structure that just sits on the skyline, and the closer you get to it, the larger and more imposing it becomes. But it's extremely elegant, kind of baroque, with multiple tall, slender spires, with little towers and turrets. The roofing, each of the roofs are sort of conical, and they're blue tiled. The crowds that are moving you really have no choice but to just sort of be ushered along with them towards where the palace courtyard. At the front of the palace courtyard, there is kind of these lush gardens and fountains and things, but you're not heading there. There's a separate courtyard that sits in front of the actual guild that serves for the palace. This is House Celestia, which is the sort of gilded. It's almost like a gate hall sitting. Another grandiose building, right just outside of the huge gilded gates of the royal palace itself. This kind of squat but regal crescent-shaped building. It has lots of inlaid gold filigree and sunbursts, and there are lots of sigils, the sigil of House Celestia, and with normally the entranceway would just be kind of empty, but today it's just filled with lots and lots of people. There is they've sort of erected this temporary structure out of the front where clearly somebody will be going up there to give an address. You can see that the entranceway to the House Celestia Guild is framed by these sort of twin statues of armored knights, and that's been kind of kept clear so as to be able to be accessed by the adventurers that will be taking part. And then off to one side of it, there is just an enormous crowd that is gathering in this huge courtyard. There's people hanging out of the windows of the nearby structures and buildings as well. And you really find yourselves kind of at the back of this thing. There's just a massive courtyard filled with people, and then the streets itself around that filled with people as well. And you are truly kind of the last people to arrive here, I think, as you approach.
Perfect.
Is there any plan to do anything here? Do you have any? Do you care where you are, or are you just kind of waiting around for it to begin?
The front. I must be at the front.
Okay, and I think I'm probably going to be with God, because I won't be able to see from anywhere else. So I will be up with God.
Okay.
I will trail along behind, looking furtive.
Okay.
God, wait up. God, wait up.
Make me a perception check.
What do I see? I've rolled a natural 1.
What a great start to the session.
It's the only start we could possibly have.
There's
fly in my eye.
no way through this crowd that makes sense to you. You kind of start pushing through people. People start pushing back. You're really not able to make it too much further forward. You kind of end up just being a little crushed. And you move from like one position where you had some room to now the four of you are just crushed in the center of this enormous crowd.
Pits of mosh.
Sort of lost in amongst all of the people. I'm
trying to listen to everyone we are near. I'm trying to like hear their tactics, see if anyone's like talking shop.
All right, give me a perception check as well.
Perception. 8.
Yeah, you hear like there's a couple next to you, where as you're sort of like pushing through some of this crowd, you hear this couple talking about the other adventurers that are going to be taking part. You hear them say, "I've not really heard of everybody in this. Who are all of these groups? Don't really know, to be honest with you. But one thing I do know is that they're all up there, right up at the front. Look at them all. Got here nice and early and got a place in front of everyone. So I think them lot over there, the ones with the buzz cut haircuts, they're the ones that are most dangerous from what I understand. And them ones, I think they're mages. So they're probably from the Mages Guild. I reckon that's where they'll start." There's groups that are clearly adventurers gearing up and ready for this event to begin, that are milling around near the front and have been sort of given a small area aside, still on the ground, but like aside from everybody else, in front of where this structure has been erected, where a speech is probably going to be given. You can make out a few of them, but they generally just look like random adventurers. I think on your 8 there, which we'll take for the whole group, because it's bloody hard to see anything when you're in the middle of an enormous group of people. It's like being at a popular gig or something. You know, you're going to see a band, you're going to see Pearl Jam in the early 90s, and it's just absolutely ramo.
Everyone around you is 6'5".
And everyone around you is 6'5". Yeah, okay, well, that's as far as you make it before the event begins.
Okay.
Things start picking up. There is a sort of a fanfare. A few of the there's like a small band and trumpeters that begin playing, and you recognize a small sort of contingent of people moving out from within the House Celestia Guild. Notably, you see palatial guards, who are these military elite guards. They are dressed in very similar wear to the what you might sort of find a typical soldier in, but they have more golden gilded parts in there. Their helms are taller. Their weapons are usually magical as well, so some of them kind of shine. Stepping out and ahead of them is the House Celestia butler, Remington, who often gives kind of addresses and things, and also works pretty closely and predominantly is a point of contact for the House Celestia Guild. Behind him is one of the personal guard that I don't know if any of you would know. I guess maybe Rickard would. Rickard, give me a history check.
Of course I will. I'm very good at this.
You should always say that.
I've gotten a 4.
No idea.
Classic.
Yeah. A very sort of simply dressed warrior steps out. They have 3 swords on all along their left side. There's sort of a bastard sword. There is a silvered sword, kind of like a witcher might have, and then they have this thin looking kind of like a rapier, but a little smaller. He looks to be human, but he has a sort of there's a strange. I don't know how you would understand what you're looking at. I guess his parts of his skin are shifting color in a sort of rainbow way, almost like pearlescent. And you sort of, as you're looking at him and the sun catches parts of his skin, it almost looks a little metallic as he moves ahead of the contingency of palatial guard. His eyes are scanning the crowd. You see him kind of looking up, left, right, and down. And this is the personal guard. Each of the royal family members have their own sort of paladin or personal knight who would accompany them basically everywhere. Until sort of you see this group around the corner. The guards all kind of form a semicircle around the front of this stage. They stand to attention. The Remington, the butler, this sort of fighter, this guard, this knight steps up onto the stage, and then behind them, lastly, you see the final figure. I guess Rickard, you would definitely know who this is. Maybe you sort of mention to the others who this is, you know, whispering to them, as this is the eldest son of the king and queen here, the royal family. This is Prince Natheo of Prince Natheo Vel Celestia. And he steps out and up onto this sort of dais, this structure, this stage, ahead of this enormous grand courtyard. And he's wearing like embroidered silver and deep green regalia. It looks like it looks relatively casual for the royal family, but still just probably the most expensive item of clothing, you know, in this entire crowd.
God, he looks so good.
He is the eldest of the royal children. He's got short blonde hair. He's got a clean face, perfect teeth. He's sort of the picture of Prince Charming, basically. Behind him, there are banners of each of the participating guilds fluttering in the breeze. And then, you know, beyond that, there's the grand spires of the palace. As he steps up, the butler gives a short sort of bow. The knight continues to just be watching everyone and everything around. Prince Natheo steps up and begins to speak. As he does so, while he is really far away from where you are, his voice seems to echo off of the walls perfectly, as if there was some sort of like minor enchantment to his voice, kind of like a refracted thaumaturgy that allows you to just simply very clearly hear his voice as he says, "Honored guests, esteemed guildmasters and brave competitors." He sort of glances over to the groups that are all away from where you are, in the area where all the competitors are. He says, "Welcome to the grand commencement of this special Jubilee event. In honor of my father, our king, this year's Silver Race." There's a rapturous applause, everybody clapping, and he kind of stands there. He claps to one side as well. "Today you do not merely represent yourselves. You carry the pride of your guilds, the honor of your companions, and the aspirations of the entire kingdom of Aurora upon your shoulders. The race ahead will test speed, wit, will, and worth. At each guild hall, you shall be tested in skill and in character. These silver crowns are not given lightly. They're earned by the bravest and by the most equipped." He pulls out a silver crown. It's just basically a huge coin with a literal crown minted onto it. This isn't the same coins that you would use for bartering. It's much larger and sort of cartoonishly big and thick. He says, "The path will challenge you. It will surprise you. Perhaps even humble you. Every step you take in valor shall be watched, remembered, and rewarded." The coin sort of gleams in the starlight, and he turns it around and it vanishes, almost like a little card trick. "Whoever holds the most silver crowns at the end of the event shall win the grand prize." And he kind of turns to one side, and the butler turns and pulls something up onto the stage, and you can see there are three sort of tiered prizes on there. You guys can make me perception checks if you want, to see if you can see what they are.
15.
Is it a bag of
Possibly roll
experience?
over one, can I? 20.
Wasting all our good rolls now, is it?
14.
Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon.
Alwyn's looking. You're looking down at your boot, and you've like you're lifting your boot up, and there's like chewing gum underneath it. You know. While the other three look over, and you see the items. On the top thing, there's like a little ring box. You can see a ring on the inside of it. On the second one, you see a tiny little ring in a second ring box. And in the third one, you see what just looks like a little stone. Just looks like a rock. You can make me investigation checks, the three of you that passed your perception checks, please.
Okay.
16.
19.
13.
13. Yeah, I'll say you kind of recognize what these items are for whatever reason. Maybe you don't know specifically what they do, but the first prize is a thing called the Ring of Spell Turning, which I really don't want you to have. Just, just so you know. The second one is a Ring of Evasion, and the third prize is a Luck Stone. They're all pretty good. But they're just sort of one being slightly more powerful than the other. The prince continues speaking, and he says, "We have 10 teams competing today." And then he says, "Each of the names are written in the guilds of each of the 10 teams if you want to look at them yourself." And then Remington moves over to him.
Oh no.
We have 9 teams competing today. It seems that one of the teams was disqualified.
I start like waving at them. No, hello, over here. Yes, hello.
So far away, by the way. You're just a random guy in the back of the crowd. There's so many people around you that are like, "Ah!" There's all these like people that are like, "Oh my god, he's so handsome and charming," you know, and you're just in the crowd. No one even sees. I'm not even going to make a check. No one sees you.
Cool.
But feel free to continue doing whatever you want, you know.
Yeah, no, I keep doing that. No, I'm over here.
They can't hear you. Shut up. Stop bringing attention to us.
Is he talking about us? Is that us? Is he talking about us? Are we disqualified?
We'll figure it out when he's done. Just you're embarrassing me.
I'm embarrassing you.
Yeah, all of you.
How?
What have I done?
The prince continues. He says, "Competitors, you now have 30 minutes to make it to your starting guild. Anybody viewing and watching, you'll be able to see on the scrying stones available at each of the guilds. And good luck to all. And may the best team win. Let the silver race begin." Trumpets sound, applause swells, the banners snap proudly in the wind as sort of guild doors across the city swing open. All of you can make me an insight check on the prince.
Okay.
On the print?
Yeah.
I love rolling dice. 15.
Okay.
I always win my rolls.
Can I use persuasion instead?
I'm off to a great start today.
Hey, a 10.
A 10. Okay. He seems lovely and charming.
Still can't see
And
shit.
perfect in every
To
way.
everyone?
Yeah. He's wonderful.
What are
He's
we
great.
He turns around, the night follows, Remington the butler heads into the guild and begins to prep and prepare. The race has begun. Now I'm going to bring you over to a little map over here.
registered?
On this map, you will see the routes that you'll be able to take. So generally, here are the rules. You are going to be traveling between the guilds to compete in individual events to win silver crowns. And in between each of the guilds, there are checkpoints that you have to hit. So if you go from one guild to, if you go from A to B, you have to hit a checkpoint before you go to before you make it to B. And each of those checkpoints, there's another even smaller little thing that you can do. The rules are really only that you have to move as a group. You can't separate or leave the event. If you attempt two different things at once, you'll be disqualified. You generally, the way that I've figured this out, and I have no doubt whatsoever you're going to break this, but there should be enough time essentially for you to visit 4 guilds. So think of that, the amount of time. So I'm not actually going to time you with time because it's brutally impossible, but I have worked out a vague system to figure out how you do and how you maneuver through this. And essentially, you'll probably visit 4 guilds depending on your successes and failures as you progress through the silver race. Okay, so everything is timed, but it's not like literal time. You'll just be losing time or making time based on like successes and like extreme successes or failures and things.
It's more of like a skill check than it is a time.
Basically, yeah. Parts of your skill checks, if you do, some of them are skill check things, some of them might be combat things, some of them are random weird things. But generally speaking, the better you do, I'm assuming the faster you do it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I'm taking it. If you roll, say that the thing is that you have to throw a pen up in the air and catch it, and I'm like, roll a d20. If you roll a natural 20, you do it really quickly. And if you just do that at all of them, you might have time to hit a 5th guild. So you want to roll natural 20s for everything in this.
Oh, easy. We've got
Okay.
this easily. That's all we do.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's strange. You want that?
Wanting a natural 20.
I'm going to bring you over to the map of Eldissa City. Now, for now, I've taken everything off of the map that is like, oh, here's where the Jester's Barrel is, and here's where this tavern is, and here's where this thing is. But this is what the city looks like. Plumrug made this map. So round of applause for Plumrug.
Oh, he won.
I didn't have time to like upgrade and upscale my my rough map that I've been using, and I was like, who can do incarnate maps for me quick? And Plumrug went, I'll give it a go. And basically almost lost his job because he's only been doing this all week, and I swear to God, I don't know how he's managed to turn it around.
Yeah.
But it looks great, and he's still working on it a little bit, so it might even improve from this. So here's where the guild locations actually canonically have been the whole time. The Jester's Barrel is like down here, basically. This is the Docks District over here. This is the West District. The Merchants District is kind of this bit in the center. Eldessa Town is up here, and then up here is that gate that you've been leaving through. With the Fighters Guild at the very top, Ebon Quill in the middle, which is sort of your performance-based guild. Arts and bards would train there. Foundation is where you've been taking generic quests from. Stahlbund is also kind of like Foundation, but it's it's Foundation, but it was started in Felsenhort, the country to the very south of the map. The Healers Guild, self-explanatory. Mages Guild, and then House Celestia down here by the palace, which is generally quests that would benefit the royal family or the city and that kind of thing, but is also kind of like the royal guild. So you guys can decide now which guild you want to start this thing at, and then as we move, we'll be able to see where you move along the route, and which guilds you hit and checkpoints and such.
Yeah, we should start at the Healers Guild and
The Mages Guild.
No, I think that should be
none
a
of us
last
know how
resort.
to heal.
Well, that's not true. Halwyn knows how to do that. And anyway, the Mages Guild is full of stuck-up people, and we shouldn't go there. So we should start at the Healers Guild.
Quick,
Well,
to the
they are
Healers
right next
Guild.
to House Celestia.
Would you like some meta information that I will allow you to use?
If you
Yeah.
must.
No.
If you have any previous relationships within these guilds, it probably won't matter. For the fact that
Gotcha.
you're in a rat race with a bunch of other adventurers, and we'll say, let's imagine you're wanted for murder by the Mages Guild.
I don't know who would be wanted for murder by the Mages Guild. That's crazy.
I love
be
spreading
so
rumors.
Is it someone who studied there,
you can
or?
freely do this thing today. It might be a thing that like later on a character's like, wait, you were at the thing. They might remember you retroactively, but I won't punish you if you want to just figure out a route today. We'll say that you can freely come and go from any guilds where you might be afraid to go to, because I know a couple of you have previous relationships with varying guilds that you're a little trepidatious about heading to your guilds for, but you're going to be just Ricard in the back of the crowd today regardless, even though you're one of the groups. So yeah, feel free to
Can we just like Do you want us to roleplay this out, or can we table talk? Like, do we need to table talk? Like, is it going to be tough to pull this off?
I think it's okay if you table talk, and we'll say it's coming through a universal translator somewhat. I think it's fine for this. It's a mini game. It's purely gamified.
Is that okay with everyone else, or would you guys rather just like RP our way through this?
You sure? I don't mind.
It appears you would like to table talk. I am at the table.
Oh,
I
now I'm
couldn't
not
be
doing
more
it.
I'm
excited.
also here at the table at 100%
Nope.
character.
Now I'm ruining everything. Somebody else take over.
Ah!
So,
Okay, we'll
what
do
a nice
in-character
table we
table
have
talk.
here.
In character table.
Okay,
talk.
fine. We'll do Mage's Guild, and then Ebon Quill, and then Foundation, and then Stylebund, and then Healer's Guild, right? We'll do like a circle, like a. That makes the most sense, right?
Circle?
The Fighters Guild is all the way to the north. We're not getting up there.
There is no time limit on travel, so you can start wherever you want. Even though it's technically a longer journey to go from, say, the Fighters Guild to the Mages Guild than it does from the Mages Guild to Ebon Quill,
Okay.
it's the same in-game time that it will take you.
Okay.
I
Then,
think
So there's
we
no,
should
like,
do
time
one
punishment
thing
like that.
that plays to each of our strengths. So we should probably go to the Ebon Quill. We should probably go to the Mages Guild. We should probably go to the, I don't know, Foundation or Stahlbrad for Got. And then I honestly have no idea what the new guy is good at.
Okay.
So
So I
you
guess
can
it's
pick
it
one.
doesn't matter. That's 4, right?
It matters not to me what we do. I will take on any challenge.
are we?
Same.
Are we actually qualified to do this? Have we been disqualified somehow? Are we gonna find out at the end that our efforts
I
have
don't
been
know.
for
No,
naught?
I'm
Why
sure
would
it'll be
we
fine. We put our
stop?
names down. Let's go to the Mages Guild first.
Okay, all right, okay.
All right, starting
You'll go to
at
the Mages Guild.
the Mages Guild. The crew head off, skipping through town, no doubt, towards the Spire of Silence, the Mages Guild. This is the first time here. Well, you're in the noble quarter as well, so you're looking at the homes here aren't like tightly packed in houses and like little alleyways and things. Most of the homes here are courtyards and manor homes, and they have gardens, and there's just like parks and lakes and fountains and things. So maneuvering through this noble district is very different to maneuvering through the merchant district or the Eldessa town parts of the city. The houses are beautiful. A lot of them are very similar looking architecture, but a few of them are kind of weird, like they brought in maybe people from other places to create some of these buildings. But then you come to this Mages Guild, which is just it's very different looking from really most things in the city. It's a very tall, slender black stone tower. It rises up above the rooftops. Once you sort of near on where it is, you can see it from very far away. It has just simply got a very smooth looking exterior, but there is at the very top of it there is a sort of floating crystal orb which sits at the peak, and it's currently midday, but at night it glows kind of lightly from dusk till dawn. There are no visible doors on the Mages Guild, but because today is an event, there is a mage standing out front, somebody wearing very standard looking Silverbrook mages robes. These are the people that predominantly probably would have been attendees for the magic school, that are probably helping out with the event today. This is just some sort of, it's like a teacher's aide. They have a very wide-brimmed classic wizard's hat on. You can barely see their face underneath. A clean-shaven, young, maybe mid-20s person who is kind of ushering people towards a portal, which is just sitting on the outside. and turning, just this magical, swirling, classic-looking teleportation portal. The coloring is sort of a blue shifting into a mauve purple. They sort of usher you forwards, and as you approach, they kind of say, "Are you taking part?"
Challenge.
Yep.
Through here.
I was hiding my
What does
face
your
as I go
hat do?
past.
What does your hat do?
Let's do that time for questions. Come on.
Well, okay, all
Oh,
right, okay.
my hat. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you step into the Mages Guild, and then you have to wait for a little while.
What?
Because everyone, it doesn't actually begin for another like 15 minutes or so. Everyone has to get to their other areas. You're just sort of stood around inside the Mages Guild waiting. It's sort of 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by. No one's really in here. Let me see. Actually, who's starting where? I don't think any of the others are starting in the Mages Guild. I think it's just you.
None of the other 9 teams decided to start. here.
Good point, actually. A notice board here in the Mages Guild, which has it's the same notice board that would have the quests on, has a specific scroll that's been rolled down and pinned, which has the names of all of the varying different groups, the 10 groups that were slated to take part and that are currently taking part. And I guess while you're waiting around here in this just a simple circular kind of on the inside, it's not black stone, it's kind of marbled with these very tall windows you can see outside, and there are these kind of strange bursts of color which come down from the varying windows. It's not just like sunlight coming through, it's almost like it's being it's hitting the glass and it's becoming prismatic, and there's kind of like rainbows, and it's very bright and roomy and quite comfortable in the Mages Guild, but quite empty. Every now and then quiet. There's like the shuffling of mages. You recognize that there are just an enormous amount of doors that run the entire circle of the opening here, and there's a circular kind of desk in the center where another mage dressed similarly to the one on the outside is sitting. As you approached them when you came in, they just sort of said, wait here for a moment, and the guildmaster will begin the event when the time is here. As you look at the notice board, which has all of the different teams, you see that your name is on there.
Oh, good.
But you see also the names of the other teams, which are as follows. Obviously, you see Rickard and the Fabulous Three. You see a team known as Tensho Welters. You see the Pink Sparklers. You see the Necro Boys. You see Dariel's Finest. You see Calamari Falcor, and then open brackets, solo entrant, and then close brackets, then open brackets, disqualified, and then close brackets. You see the Buzz Cutters, you see the Golden Moths, you see main character, and you see a team that clearly just when they ask for the name, they just put their own names down rather than the team name. So the final team is Charles, Matthew, Leah, and Jeremiah. Those are the
They
teams
must die first.
that are involved.
Nice.
You appear to be the only ones that are starting here. After a little while, there is a door that opens up, and a pretty tall-looking woman steps out, speaking to a couple of other mages. Again, every mage in here is just so cliche. They kind of have these robes and large hats. For the most part, almost every single mage ever has a hat, especially if you're the type of mage that if you graduated from Silverbrook Magic School, then one of the things you get on your graduation is a magical hat. It will have some sort of low quality magic property. So every mage pretty much has a magic hat, because why wouldn't you just have a free magic item? The guildmaster steps out. You I can't imagine any of you would know this person. I don't know. I don't think so, right? I don't think Seth, you didn't come here probably.
No.
So
I have very little to do with the Mages Guild.
so yeah, you just see
I liked you. I love this place. This place is sweet.
you see a very tall individual mage step out. She seems very, very regal. And she says, "Introducing the Mages Guild Guild Head, Professor Nettle Thornscrape." And a little satyr steps out behind her with a walking cane. His goat legs are all bent. His the hair on his legs and on his body and on his head is all turned grey. He has a mage's robe, but it's kind of open and dragging across the floor behind him like a wedding train on a wedding dress. And he has like a big pair of very thick looking kind of milk bottle glasses on his eyes, and a very small little hat on his head. And as he walks out, he's holding several books under one arm and kind of shuffling along awkwardly using a walking cane. And he says,
Well, very good, very good. What do we have here then?
Yay. Yay. Politely clapping.
looking around the room, he kind of just looks across each of you.
Are you the only group?
No.
Oh, the only group that matters.
Oh,
You're
you're
the only one
ready.
here.
Anyway, well, you're going to be tested, as I understand it. We're going to be, what are we going to do? Summon a dragon for them to battle with, or perhaps trap them in the jail under the guild? A halfling steps out from the same doorway and says, No, we're not going to do none of that. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much. And she kind of claps as well, and he turns around. Oh, very good, yes. Okay, well, good luck wherever you're doing.
He wanders off, heads over to another door across the hall, opens it. There is a like rush of wind as he opens this door, like he kind of opens an airlock, and then he closes it, and the very small halfling. You notice that she's wearing a kind of a patch robe. It's got many different like patches on it. She's got a much larger looking classic kind of VV looking mage hat, and she has a book under one arm, mismatched shoes, and she walks out and says, yes, I'll be the one that will be preparing the, what is it, an exam? We'll call it an exam for you all today. My name's Tilly Whiskers, and right, you're the only group. That's good. You can go into the first room, the escape room. It's an escape room. Isn't that fun? Have you ever done an escape room before?
No.
I shall make sure cannot flee.
Okay. Well, are any of you sanctioned mages?
Well,
Are any of you capable of magic?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Carefully holding my sleeve up.
I'm
Afraid of the sigil on
looking
my arm.
at. I'm looking at Seth.
What?
I'm
Stamp on his foot.
I-
Yeah, I
What'd you
can.
do that
I'm
for?
I can do magic.
I'm hoping to. I'm aspiring. I'm
Don't
you-
aspiring
step on
to
my
be
money
one.
makers.
I can, but sometimes, and I sure with some training, I'd be great.
Well, that's great. Well, you don't need to be able to do any magic for this escape room if you don't want.
okay.
But
Good.
if you use magic to escape by any means, that will also count as a pass marking
Oh,
grade for you.
great.
So long as you're trapped in there, by any means, if you escape, you escape. That makes it easier for people who like to just bash their way through doors. And we were told that it, isn't supposed to be specifically a spell-based escape thing, or almost all of the entrants will become trapped and they won't earn any silver coins. If
What a shame.
you solve the escape room in under 5 minutes, you'll get 3 crowns. And if you solve it in under 15 minutes, you get 2 crowns. If you solve it in under 30 minutes, you get 1 crown. And if it takes you 30 minutes or longer, you won't get any crowns. So, good luck. And when you're ready, head through the door on your left. Nope, not the door on your left, the door on your right. Whatever you do, do not open the door on your left. The door dead across from you on the right with the little, there's a picture of an owlbear on it.
Wait, are you sure? Because you don't seem sure.
It's
What's
the
on the other door?
owlbear.
Left door.
It's the owlbear. It's definitely, yes. It's the owlbear.
What's-
That's the dragon. Don't go in there. Untrained.
Oh, that's the left side.
Yes. That's,
Dragon, you say?
well, yes. Well, it's technically a portal to a dragon. Have you ever been to the island of Theolus?
No.
Well,
Possibly. I'm very well travelled.
it's a wonderful place. Everybody there is so friendly, but they all have dragons. And,
Why do you say it like it's a disease? Like they have dragons.
well, some of them are untamed dragons, and the people of Theolus are the ones who tame them and train them and fly around on them and such.
Okay.
I do want to stress that your time is currently wasting. The silver race has begun.
Thank you.
must venture there
Not the left door, not that door, no, the right one. This one over here, I think.
Okay.
It's this
The
one.
door
Run
with
to the owlbear door.
the owlbear on it. Yeah.
The owl bear.
Yeah. You run into the owlbear door, and the 4 of you rush in, and the door arcanely locks behind you. You walk into the same room you just walked out of, except there are no doors apart from the one that you walked in. There are no people, and there is no desk in the center of the room. You essentially walk into sort of a copy paste, like a clone of the room that you just walked out of, but with nothing in it. Apart from the large stone tablet, which is sort of embedded in the wall next to the door you just walked through and arcanely locked behind you. On this stone tablet, there are 4 circular slots. One of the slots is already filled with a stone bearing the image of an owl bear. There are other stones scattered throughout the room, and I'm going to bring you over to this scene here.
Do we have Miranda with us? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yay.
She's not in the room, is she?
No matter, well, she can, my assumption is she's generally with you unless you say otherwise. If you go into a building, I presume she sort of just lands on either a nearby building or on the top of the one you're in. She's probably not on top of the Mages Guild, so she probably just landed on a random building. Unless you specifically wanted to be in here with you, in which case I'll allow that too, and she's sort of squawking behind you. And I do have sound effects, and my god, I'm going to write down that I need to add the Miranda sound effects, because they are the best sound effects I have ever received in my life.
Like squawk?
I have the high ground.
So here is the puzzle
Whoa.
for you all. On the ground, again, there's this stone tablet with 4 circular slots. One of the slots is already filled with a stone bearing the image of an owlbear. There are other stones scattered around the room, and these bear the images of a wyvern, a nightmare, an elephant, a displacer beast, a pegasus, a crab, a griffin, and a mimic. Your time starts now.
I put the griffin, the mimic, and the pegasus. Wait. Griffin,
See if there's any doors you can break down.
mimic.
Huh? I turn around and start trying to break the door behind me down.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. Or are you doing it with a weapon? What are you doing?
With my foot.
By
I'm kicking.
foot. Yep.
Athletics. A 19.
A 19. Yeah, you kick this thing. It doesn't budge. Why?
Because it is a wooden door that is heavy and locked.
Sure. That's how you perceive that. Yeah. It doesn't even move at all. It's bizarre. Like, the door is a big wooden door, and it should absolutely at least be like, but it doesn't.
Yeah. It's locked.
What's Halwyn slotted into the...
I've
Thing.
slotted the Griffin, the Mimic, and the Pegasus.
Why?
Because they're all creatures that are something else as well. They're two different creatures-ish put together.
Right.
like chimeras?
So you tell me where you want this to go. Griffin
Where's the
in
chimera?
which hole?
Like two things
I
together.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure. I don't
Griffin
know if it-
there,
I don't know if it matters.
Pegasus.
I just throw them in. Doesn't. Yeah, just anywhere. I can't quite. Pegasus will go here. And then Mimic will go here.
Pegasus here. Mimic here. Okay. What's your justification for this, did you say?
They're all creatures that are amalgamation of another creature.
Oh.
Smart.
Okay.
Oh, that-
Who wants to
Sounds good,
try
right?
opening the door?
Open the door, God!
I try opening the door.
You try opening the door. As you push the door and attempt to open it, it doesn't budge. Doesn't move at all.
I swap out the Wyvern with the Mimic. They all have wings.
The Wyvern with the Mimic. Who wants to
Let's
attempt
not
to
get it
open the
over.
door?
I'm still holding the handle.
Yeah, it doesn't move.
Can he move the owlbear?
Can I lift up the owlbear?
Yes, you can take the owlbear out.
That makes things exponentially more complicated.
Maybe
Maybe.
just take everything out. Maybe there should just be nothing there.
Okay, but
You wanna
I'm
try
pretty
that?
Sure, okay.
Yeah, we take everything out while we were
I like
scrambling
the
around.
idea.
Like,
Comes to worse, we
I
can
start
break
shaking the door
tablet.
again.
Doesn't open.
damn it!
I like the idea of the wings, but maybe perhaps have the big wing thing up top, have the smallest wing thing up bottom.
Okay, well, it depends on how you're looking at it. It's all about perception, but I think you mean like this.
Ah,
But like this.
yes.
Maybe a griffin
that
would
works.
be smaller than an owlbear. The fact that I don't know suggests that's
Sure.
not the answer. You try the door again, and yeah, nothing, no open.
Well,
Okay, great.
3 minutes
okay, what about-
40
Are
gone.
What about like
About things that
bird-like
fly?
creatures? Yeah. What the hell is a displacer beast?
Is there no clues in this room? This is all that's there.
hmm
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
take out the Wyvern.
You are aware of what these things are. Like, even if you don't, it's got the image, but also like it says the word underneath it. So you will be aware. Like, even if you've never seen a displacer beast or read about it, it will say displacer beast on the stone for you.
If we get out of this in any way, we could win, right? It doesn't matter if we get the puzzle right.
Yeah, we just have to get out
You
of
just got to
here,
get
that's
out
all.
within the time limit.
I have
yeah.
another idea. What if
Okay.
we get God to break the tablet in half, we put it back together, because two pieces make a hole, and then we crawl out the hole?
can I
That
kill
is
you?
some lateral thinking.
Sure, if it works. Wouldn't want to be trapped in here for the entire event.
Just an
While
idea.
he's doing that, can I like check around the room to see if there's another exit?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
There are 4 holes and there are 4 of us. Maybe that means something as well.
5
No,
minutes
it
are
does
up. You have lost the ability to get 3 crowns for this. If you solve it within 15 minutes, you'll get 2 crowns.
I got an 18 on
18.
investigation.
The door is the only way out as far as you can tell. Unless there's some real funky stuff going on. It really does seem to be just one door in this room. You check the walls and run a quick hand around them, look up and down. Obviously, you're in the Mages Guild. There could be any sort of enchantments and magics, but generally speaking, it is the door.
Okay.
Can
I
we,
tried to
like,
use
push the pillar
mage
into
hand
the
to open
door?
the door.
You both said something at the same time.
Well, that means it happens at the same time, Brad. Let's go.
Keep wasting your time. I don't know what either of you said.
Ricard wants to use Mage Hand to open the door.
Okay, yeah, you try a mage hand. It's the same thing. It doesn't open.
You don't need magic in here, so they wouldn't do that, right? Why don't we try using the tablet to just break down the door? If you help me push this thing, we can push it into the door. And just,
How big is this
break it
tablet?
down.
The tablet is embedded in the wall,
Oh,
so it's just like a big chunk of
To
the
impress
yeah.
the Mages Guild. Okay, so what a crab. What if it's
Maybe
like
we need like a
food chain?
or like a combination of things. Like a crab is like from the sea, and we have something from the skies, something from the land,
Oh.
something from whatever that is.
The fringe,
fire.
like this elephant?
Yeah, like or the like water for the crab, fire with the
Okay.
nightmare, air, and I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, okay, crab down here.
grab down here.
Oh yeah, like crabs are in the bottom, so then
right.
we could do a wyvern in the sky at the top,
Okay. Sure.
an elephant.
Sure.
Elephant. You also go at the bottom, and
Right, and then like a griffin here.
yeah, just put a griffin there.
These
Why
are
not?
from like the cliffs and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Open the door.
Doesn't open.
Please work. Okay. All right, so let's try. Shit. This is so stressful, you guys.
This is really hard.
I
I'm
don't know
not
if I
smart
can be a
enough.
wizard. Okay.
I'm trying to look at the alphabet, but none of it's helping me. What about? Can we spell something with their names?
Maybe.
Princessa.
Door.
Oh. Yes.
No. Wait.
Yeah, no.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll put the owlbear on top. We'll put the Pegasus next to it, and then we'll put the
Oh, elephant, and then the nightmare.
elephant,
Open.
the elephant, and then the nightmare.
Yeah.
If that's the answer, I'll be so pissed because I
I
don't.
ring at the
too, I
door
will
and
also be
shake the
pissed.
door.
You shake the door, but it opens up. 8 minutes, 13 seconds. On the other side of the door, the little halfling says, 8 minutes and 13 seconds. Really good. Here's 2 silver
Thank you.
crowns. She hands you 2
Thank
big
you, and that's
silver
the
crowns,
first-
whoever wants
We're
to
in
take
first
them.
place for this place right now.
I will
We're the
take
first
them.
place.
Ricard, you have
Number
2 silver crowns.
Let's go.
Well done.
Nicely done. That was sweet.
The halfling claps and waves at you as you go rushing
Thank
out
you.
through the out of the door of the Mages Guild and then out through the portal. It is now up to you to decide where to go. You have the choice of going to House Celestia, the Fighters Guild, or Ebon Quill.
Fighters Guild,
Do we want
I
to do
think.
the loop? Do we want to do the loop? It's just easy.
Well, Fighters Guild. I feel like that's a good idea, and then we can do Foundation and then Ebonquill.
Okay, yeah,
And then-
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Fighters
Fighters
Guild.
Guild.
Fighters Guild. Okay, so you guys start rushing through the streets out of the noble
Out of
quarter.
the
Pick me up, God. Oh.
Out of the noble quarter and through the streets. Now, again, you have to hit a checkpoint each time you go between these 2 things, and it's pretty much just a little mini challenge in which you can win a silver crown if you're successful.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, roll me a D10. Who wants someone? One person. They're going to be completely randomized, these checkpoint challenges.
I've rolled it.
Ooh, a 9.
A 9.
So maybe one of those
level
rolling
difficulty.
higher is worse here.
Yeah, you-
9 goblins. Come on.
9
Nine
owlbears. You see the flag of the House Celestia Silver Race banner sort of floating above part of what is an old sort of a very ancient ruin here in Eldessa town. There's a fallen bell tower here that has just been sort of left as a sort of a monument to the city. and inside the bell tower, or well, just outside of the bell tower, you see an individual sort of dressed cleanly and nicely, as if they probably work for House Celestia and the noble family, sort of ushering you over, recognizing you as the group. As you rush over to him, kind of a younger human man, he says, welcome to the checkpoint. Inside the bell tower, there is something hidden, something that you'll need to find. Let's see if you can find it. Away you go. 1 silver crown up for grabs. He brings
Get out of the way!
Who wants to do it? Who wants to make the check? It is a perception check.
I
don't care
want to
who
do
does
it.
Okay, but I'm going to let all the others.
Yeah, I'm not perceptive.
We're sort of, we see the 4 of you dash into the bell tower and start searching in amongst all of this rubble and shadow. You're looking for like clues, sigils, signs of misdirection, things that you might find in here that doesn't seem like it fits. But yeah, I need one of you to just basically make me a perception check. That's what this one is. Probably should be an investigation check, but it's too late.
21.
21. After a few moments, you find a bell, a much smaller looking bell, and as you kind of lift it up or grab it, underneath it, you find a silver crown.
Nice.
What is this?
Hell yeah.
That's a silver crown. Good job. Good job.
I mean, record.
I take it out of his hand and I say, we have 3. Let's go.
Let's go. We're winning.
Continue on.
Yes. You go rushing up
Out of my way.
to the Fighters Guild. Running out of the Fighters Guild as you approach, you sort of see them scamper out of the kind of squat sort of fortress that is the Fighters Guild. You see 3 people. One of them is Dariel's girlfriend, leading a
Is she
group
still crying?
of 2 others. No, she seems sort of determined, with these 2 other fighters kind of lumbering behind her. The 3 of them rush out ahead of you, don't notice you, and head as if they might be heading down towards Foundation. You guys
Head
rush.
is too soon.
You guys rush inside, and as you do so, there is a halfling standing in front of you. He's sort of dressed. In fact, make me a history check, I guess.
History.
Yeah, you can have advantage.
I'm great at these checks. 13.
13. You see that he's got lots of sigils and symbols tattooed across his arms that seem to speak to him being potentially from the fringe or even further out in the no man's land. He's got symbols that suggest he's part of the old ways of stone and root religion, and he's a short-looking, kind of strong-looking halfling with this big fur coat around him. Kind of looks a bit like a cross between Craven the Hunter and Conan the Barbarian, but a halfling. And he sort of seems to be favoring one of his legs. In one hand, he's holding kind of a large-looking pole, like a pole arm, that he seems to be partially leaning on. And he says, "Aye, welcome to the Fighters Guild. Have you been here before?"
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Great. And then he looks over to one of the attendants that's next to him, and they kind of look up to him and nod, and he says, "Aye, that's right. Today you will be fighting against..." What? Introduce myself. My name is Dodo. I am the guild headmaster here at the Fighters Guild, and you will be fighting warriors, 4 warriors, and you can earn up to... What? 3 silver crowns. What's that? Why did I need that though? Right, okay. 1 crown for a successful defeat of the warriors, 1 crown for time, and 1 for successfully having no members bloodied at the end of the fight. Whenever you're ready, head into the courtyard. You will be fighting the fighters in the blue arena on the left through the doors.
You didn't tell me there'd be
Is that
fighting involved.
Is that correct?
Let's
Great.
go.
Oh.
You are in the Fighters Guild.
You actually said, let's go to the Fighters Guild, too.
I know. This is a wholly in character reaction. Do not fear.
All
How
right.
many there'd be fighting?
Let me bring you into battle map here.
Yeah.
I hide behind Got instinctively as soon as we go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, let's bring you onto the map. Put yourselves wherever you want.
Where are the opponents?
Coming in. Give me... What I'm doing is I'm actually setting it up right
We
now.
are the opponents.
You'll have to give me just literally, any amount of time, and I'll get onto it.
Are we
Got-
ready to go, or?
Is Got and Rickard can roll
this, or what's
every
happening?
single thing in this fight with disadvantage. There they are.
Fighting? Oh, jeez.
Oh my God! Let's get some distance.
Actually, maybe.
Okay. So again, because we haven't done too much combat, you can roll initiative. The combat encounter button on the top right. You just right-click that if you want to pop it out. The little cross swords above the dice roller, and then you should be able to roll your initiative from that. The warriors roll on a 15, 12, 10, and 8.
Great. I rolled a 4. That means 8. I got an 8.
Generic-looking Fighters Guild champions in the Fighters Guild ahead of you. Bring up their armaments and shields. Let's see what they are actually carrying, because in 2024 they gave us all these cool humanoids to fight rather than it being like, you fight an orc, which is I actually really dig. Spears. It's just a bunch of guys with spears, and that's it. And they bring them up. The guild master, Dodo, says, "Don't let me down now!" And you don't know whether he's talking to you or the fighters. So let's see who goes first here. It is Seth's turn.
Yeah, without hesitation, I fire magic missile at 3 of them.
Okie dokie.
Sorry, I've got not much room to play with here. T. Target. Magic missile. Roll. Cast spell. Pew pew. And then... Oh, wait. Damage. Hang on. Wait. It takes time, okay? 5 damage to that one. 4 damage to that one.
Take one out.
And 4 damage. Wow, okay. 5 damage to
wow.
that one. Almost max damage.
dude.
To all of them.
Wow.
Okay. So, let's see. That one, and that one. Cool. Nice. All right. 2 of them are bloodied.
Wow. I step back behind Got.
The 2 in the center. Halwyn.
I'm gonna step out to here. And I'm gonna say, hey, okay, so, and I'm gonna talk to this one. I'm gonna say, hey, we don't have to fight. No reason to fight. And I'm gonna cast friends.
Okay.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Don't be this way. Friends.
Right.
I forgot who's in our party. We're fucked.
Makes a whiz save.
We'll be fine.
An 11. He fails.
That's right. So he's charmed.
He becomes charmed for the duration. Charmed meaning
He
you
doesn't
can't attack
attack
the
me.
charmer or target the charmer with damaging abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact with you socially. Okay. Yeah, you and him are friends. He says, "Oh, all right, mate. It's been a while, I think."
Aha! Just don't attack me, thanks.
All right, I
Any of my
won't.
friends.
I won't. Don't worry. I'll go for that one. And he points at one of the others. All right. Anything else on your turn?
That's it.
Okie dokie. The first one, he's going to come rushing forward. Can he get anywhere? No. He will rush. I mean, I guess they'll just use their action to rush all the way up here and get next to Got. This one also cannot get there, so he's going to rush up to Got too. This one is your friend, who is going to run straight past you and rush up to Got. And Got's the one ahead, is the closest one he can get to. They're just running forward with their spears out. Got, it is your turn.
Okay. Shit. Fuck. Blast.
Yep.
I was not expecting them to dash. I should have expected them to dash. Okay. Well, in that case, I am going to... I can't possibly walk away because the opportunity attacks alone will kill me. Okay.
It's okay. I have a plan. Just stabbing one of them.
Give me one moment. I will do just that. I need to just find my weapons. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm only level 2. I don't have extra attack. I attack this guy, the one on the right.
Okay, yeah. Whoever you're aiming for, just target them.
It's not doing it. I can't even move myself.
Can you? Are you good at? Don't let him hit you.
Huh?
Can you do it now?
No. Oh, that might be because I'm pressing the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Yes, I can do it now. I was in measurement.
Yeah, right.
You fool.
Okay, I'll attack this one with my scimitar then.
Okay.
Oh no.
For a 10 to hit.
10 hits. They're lightly armored,
Ooh.
Yeah.
which I feel like should give them an extra 5 feet of movement and they should be able to attack you, but you're lucky that I didn't come up with the rules.
Okay,
Well,
one second. I do have mastery with this weapon. I need to see what it means. When you... It's Nick, of course, which is when you make the extra attack of the light property, you can make it as part of the attack action instead of a bonus action. Okay, well, I don't have extra attack yet, I don't believe. So that means nothing for me. So I simply attack him.
Okay.
Ha! For 5 points of slashing damage.
The scimitar flashes out from Got, and you slice this guy open. Are you trying to kill him?
I'm in battle. I make a mortal attack. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, yeah. You run a blade across his front, and as you do so, you you see blood rush out from in gouts from this guy's chest, and then he holds his hands up and says, "All right, I'm out." You know, like in paintball. There is a ward in this room, an abjuration spell, a general abjuration spell. Nobody can die. You if you're reduced to 0 HP, you are you simply, for all intents and purposes, knocked out. And this guy holds his hands up and just walks off
the field.
Yeah, walks off the field and stands with his arms crossed next to the guild master Dodo and several other guild members as well, including Big Lou, who is probably on the sidelines as well, the Goliath that's like,
Oh, very good, God. This was great. Look at him. He's a great fighter, isn't he?
"Oh, is that the one you've been talking about, Big Lou? I've not been in town." Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Was that the one I friended?
Big Lou, yeah, is the
No.
Goliath who's in love with God.
No, the charmed one.
No, the charmed one.
Which one is not
this
attacked?
one, the bottom one.
Okay.
The one was not attacked. I will use Hunter's Mark on him. Because why not? It's free.
Yeah, okay. This guy runs up here and rushes in between Got and Seth and begins to
get away from
position
me.
himself for an attack, but also cannot attack this turn. It is Rickard's turn now.
Okay, I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the guy who just moved.
Okay.
Just gonna do a DC 14 saving throw.
Are you stealing my spell book? What's happening? You have every spell
I've
I
always
have.
had Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Oh, he rolls a 14? Are you kidding me?
He rolls a 14. You see him kind of, as he's running into position, he brings his spear up as if he's going to attack either Got or Seth. Kind of nods at his other companions as the four of them move. They kind of move. They're not like, you can tell they're still quite green, but they are moving as if they've been trained together as a group, and they kind of move into position. As he does so, his head, he kind of like gets a little woozy for a moment as this spell begins to take hold, and he shakes his head, glancing across each of you, trying to figure out who cast the spell on him. But you, yeah, your spell doesn't take hold, I'm afraid.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Gotti.
How do you
And,
inspire me at this moment?
How do I inspire? I say something inspiring, obviously. Like, don't you know?
Fucking duh.
And then I will move back a little bit.
Okay. Seth, top of
Yeah.
round 2, what do you want to do?
I am gonna. What's this? I'm gonna slightly reposition and move around this guy here, and then I'm gonna say, "God, look away!" And then I'm gonna cast Color Spray. It's a 15-foot cone originating from me, which
Nice.
should get everybody there. And should it succeed, it should blind everybody. So,
Okay. And you can choose to not hit Got with it?
no, I think you will also have to make the,
Okay.
the Constitution throw.
All right.
Hang on. I need to. I messed up trying to
How are
place
they
it. Wait, place
rolling
measure
so
template.
Good.
How do I like turn this template?
Gross.
Oh, well, just pretend it was going the other way because I don't know how to turn it.
No, you screwed it up. You sent it the wrong way. Two of them fail.
You need
Which
to make a Constitution saving throw. Got.
The Constitution save. Okay.
Yeah.
The other two.
You can just click on the button under the spell.
yeah, if you click on your token or whatever, and then click on the color spray spell, con save.
Yeah,
Well,
7.
You're blind, and so are two of the other ones.
All right.
I told you to look away!
The three.
Which way? I went looked at your way.
Yeah, the three that fail. I don't know if it actually says this one's blinded or not, but he should
Oh,
be.
my eyes! Ah!
All right. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it. I think. I'm just reminding myself what the blinded condition is.
The worst condition in the entire game. I have now
I think it gives you
died.
disadvantage.
I'm now dead. Yeah, to the
Cannot
ranger.
see automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. There you go.
Okay. Nice. Halwyn.
Now I wish I'd take blind sight as
I
my
start to see all
underspeed.
this. I start to see all this go down. I see God sort of struggle, like try to find someone to fight. And then I see him sort of go "Arr!" with his eyes, and I go, leave him alone! And I run. Where do I? Is that? Yes. I run to here. And as I'm doing that, I go, leave my friend alone! And I think I'm gonna trip on the way there, and I land. But there's a huge clatter of the things in my backpack, or I go, move! And as I do that, it just, move! And I'm going to cast Thunderclap. Here.
Okay. So these two need to make a con save. 1 make, 1 fail. Give me the damage.
Okay, so the guy who failed was the guy who was my friend, so now he can attack me. And they take damage. Did I do it? I didn't roll it. 2 damage.
2 damage.
I
To
think I
each
get
of them.
pushed 2 or something crazy.
I don't think so, but it does create 100 feet away thunderous sound, and you're in a
Very loud.
giant
Uh-huh.
hall. So it's just everyone in
God
here.
has no idea
is
about
dead.
this.
Calm down.
That is
God's been blinded and
horrendous for
deafened.
God. Just flashbang.
Sorry.
God suddenly goes blind and then deaf. Just immediately afterwards. Absolutely horrific. All right, is that the end of your turn there?
And then that's my turn.
Okay. Here we go. Infantryman. The first one, I think, truly terribly horrified by you, Halwyn, is going to attempt to strike you with his spear. Now he's blinded, so he has disadvantage. Is that right?
Yep.
Is that what you
Yes.
said?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Correct.
Okay. He has pack tactics, so he has advantage, which means this is just a normal roll.
No.
No.
On an 18, he's gonna hit you.
That hits me.
Halwyn,
No,
he
we
deals
lose a coin.
5 piercing damage, I assume, as he
We lose a coin if they hit us?
thrusts this spear out, and a line of red opens up along Halwyn's side as he kind of just blindly thrusts this spear forward, and it manages to strike you.
Ow.
Yes.
We lose a coin if we get bloodied, I think, was it? So
Yes.
I don't know how many hit points we
Oh.
have.
Oh. We're good.
All right. This guy's out. The next one who's standing behind Got, the one that was friendly towards Halwyn, is going to attempt to strike at Got. He has pack tactics as well. Here comes an advantage roll towards Got. 16 is going to hit you, Got. He's going to deal 2 piercing damage to you as another spear. You get blinded. You go deaf, and then there's a burning pain in your back as your spear is thrust into you. That is the end of their turn. It is your turn, Got.
I try and tug Got around so that he faces the one between us.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'll allow it.
Okay. I swing at that one there. That just stabbed me in the back end. I suppose.
Now, technically, you have
Chugged me.
advantage because he's blinded, but you also have disadvantage because you're blinded. So does that cancel out as well? It's just a normal roll.
I think so.
Yeah, you're attacking the blind one.
Yes.
Did I have disadvantage because they're blinded on there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. okay.
Blinded gives attack rolls have advantage and creatures attack rolls have disadvantage.
All right. Then, yeah, it just evens out. Normal roll.
Okay.
Watch where you're swinging that bag!
Ah! 14 to hit.
14 hits. Make sure he's targeted.
Okay. Seven points of slashing damage.
Oof, he walks off. All right, you got me.
Yeah! Get him, got!
Yeah, a spray of color, false blood, and the guy throws his spear down and puts his hands up and walks off the field. Got has no idea that's happened, doesn't hear anything, and is bleeding. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. That guy's out, so you killed the one who was about to go. It is Ricard's turn.
Right. I am going to... yeah, I'll try and do Vicious Mockery on... wait. Yeah, this one. The one on top there. I'm going to do a Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
Hey! You're ugly!
He's talking to you, got.
I clicked it twice. I meant to click it once.
Everyone's deaf.
If it fails, that's why.
So, EC 14.
18.
Oh my god.
You can't hear it.
Cool.
Yeah, the guy has no idea anyone's speaking to him because a seismic charge just went off in the room. All right.
I'll go ahead and.
I'm proud
I'll
of you for
give,
doing it. I'm proud of you for doing actual like damaging attacks here,
Well done.
Ricard.
Character development.
I actually am trying here,
And
and
unable
it's
to
failing
I know,
miserably.
it's-
So
of course
I
it is.
just go back. To...
Unbelievable. If I was writing this as a
What?
book and there were no dice rolls, this is exactly how I would tell Ricard's story. Like he's just supposed to be good at this stuff and can't do it for some reason. To figure out why.
Can I'm not sure. Can I give Bardic Inspiration to someone else? I think I can. It's not a.
Yeah, that's
It's not concentration. You have like a limited use of it, yes.
Oh, I
Yeah, so
didn't
I'll just
update the thing, by the way, because I've had a really busy week. I've had so much on Expedition 33. I've really struggled to find time to make sure that this professional show is prepared correctly. Expedition 33, but they are level 2, even though it says level 1 on the thing. These guys did hit level 2 and they're leveled up.
All right, you've got Bardic Inspiration, Mr. Halwyn.
And what does that look like?
It looks like
Perfect,
Bardic
thank you.
Inspiration. Have you ever played this game before?
I'm gonna run backwards a little bit and we're covered in fake blood now, and then I'm gonna cast Firebolt at this guy.
I should have given it to you. Oh well.
That is a 15 to hit.
It hits. Give me the damage.
Let's go, baby.
This is the top of round 3.
3 fire
He's
damage.
bloodied. Want to do anything else on
Nice.
your turn?
Wait, does he have? Do I have advantage? Oh, it doesn't matter. I would have hit.
No,
anyway,
he was.
ignore it.
You sorry, were you hitting the one that was blinded?
I was hitting the bottom one. I don't
Yeah,
know which
yeah,
one's
okay,
blinded.
yeah.
I can't tell. Oh, it has the symbol.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, ignore
Yeah.
me.
I think he has.
Would
I
not
am
have given
blind.
you
Both
Both have
advantage,
5 hit points left, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Both of them have less.
That's the end
Both
of
of
my
them have
turn.
less than 5 hit points, I'm pretty sure.
Just hit him. Just bonk him. Just smack him.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right,
I'm gonna-
Halwyn.
Punch them in the
Punch
testicles,
this one.
Halwyn.
No, no more testicle stuff.
No,
Not again.
no, please stop.
We've reached our ball limit.
Yeah,
for the
those of you
whole
that
campaign.
saw the session zeros that were up on our merch page, that's still up there if you want to watch them. We did a combat test, and everyone lost their testicles, and it was
rather quite scrotal.
absolutely horrific to witness. Okay.
I'm gonna
I didn't.
draw
That was
a
fine.
weapon. Is
true,
it
you
a
didn't.
bonus action or a full action?
But you went in there without any, so
Yeah. So would it be?
it's the best
I
I've got. I'm
remember.
tired.
I don't remember. Myre,
Huh?
if I was to draw a weapon, is it a free action or is it a bonus?
It's free.
In this version of D&D, I believe it's free once the DM says so.
I had to figure this out literally 2 days ago. It is, yeah.
All right, perfect.
Free.
It is free.
Okay, I will draw it and attack with my dagger.
Okay, which one are you attacking? Make sure you target the
This
one.
guy, the blind one.
Hover over him and hit T
I
before
missed
you.
completely. I
Oh,
You
rolled a
have
okay,
two.
never mind.
advantage.
You
I
do
have
have advantage.
advantage.
Hover over him
That's
and
right.
roll it again.
And click on the button.
Yep, yep.
Hit him again. Hit him again. Yeah, stab him.
Worse
Perfect.
somehow.
Natural one.
Could have been way better.
You can, sorry, with the 5, you can roll a 1d6 for your Bardic Inspiration, and you might hit him. You have a chance.
That's true. Yeah, you can do that. Also, I haven't got a fumble table
Oh.
ready, so you just miss correctly, and it's horrible.
I'm lucky.
He had advantage.
It's really
I'm rolling what
embarrassing.
if I'm rolling a d6?
Yep.
Oh, that was for the advantage roll. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yep. Never mind.
Oh,
That hits.
oh, that's 10.
9.
Yep. Give me the damage. You did
No
it.
way Rickard's
Nice.
useful.
That's our guy.
That's our
That's our
guy.
guy. Hello!
Oh
number
my
5,
God.
piercing.
Yeah, you
Maximum damage.
rush forward, you bring the dagger up, and you jam it into this warrior he's like a big, muscular-looking human, and you dang, and he looks down at you and says, "All right, I'm out." Throws his spear down. Good job. wanders off over to the sideline, sits down with the others. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
That's it. It's my turn.
Okay. The final warrior here is just going to continue to try and strike at Got, I guess. He no longer has
How long have
pack
I-
tactics, but he does have advantage because you are blind, right? You're not going to
Yeah.
save at the end of your turn for this blindness?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
You can't read it. You can't read the spell.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
It's over.
To the end of my
okay.
next turn, so
Alright.
he's no longer blind.
No longer blind. You can remove the condition on your conditions page.
Conditions.
Which meant technically there wouldn't have been advantage on Harwin's, which is a good job he rolled well the first enough with the inspiration.
A spear launches towards you, Got. No longer blinded, you're able to sort of spidey sense, shift your body weight one side, and the lance moves past you, and it's your turn. You can retaliate.
I grin, my tusks raising, perilously close to my eyes, and I just swing at it with my scimitar
Make sure he's targeted.
for a natural one.
Wow, a natural one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna impose anything on you, but what happens?
I swing and I miss. I slip on the blood paint on the floor.
Yeah.
You hear this awkward like sneaker on like a gymnasium.
Okay. Yeah, you miss.
Clumsily catch my balance.
Orcish. And I am saying Orcish
Yes.
for a reason.
Okay, thank you so much.
If you fail to deal 4 damage to him, you will not get the additional crown for time.
Right.
You have to
Is there-
defeat them within 3 rounds, and this is the end of round 3.
Right, I do have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
Is there is it like normal on maps where if they run off the map, they flee?
Yes, kinda. I
You
guess.
would know that there's no way they can flee in your turn.
Yeah.
Why? Are you gonna flee? It's an automatic
Yeah,
loss.
I'm gonna run away. No, no,
It
doesn't
would be a
matter.
record thing to do.
Because I'm not going to do that.
I will be wrong.
Why are you asking?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's not for you to know, Bradley.
Are you trying to push them off
I'll
the map?
cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay, this one's gonna land. I know it. I know
Don't
it. I
say
feel it in
that.
my bones.
Stop.
It's gonna land. It's gonna land. It's gonna land. It's gonna land.
Here we go.
DC 14 Wisdom saving
on, baby.
throw.
Coming in
He's not
now.
that was. Fuck!
What the fuck is going on?
17.
Dude?
He beats it. What do you shout at him?
I shout Vicious Mockery at him, obviously. You ever played this game before?
Okay. He is obviously not bothered by that at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you lose the time crown, the time silver crown.
Not the time crown.
But you can still earn
Right.
2 as long as nobody is bloodied and you are successful. You will get the other 2 crowns. Seth, it's your turn.
Damn it. You want a job doing, you should do it yourself, I guess. Firebolt him as well.
Okay.
Ooh, for, yeah.
18.
18 to
That
hit.
hits. Give me the damage. Or exactly the
4.
amount you needed. The firebolt comes in. It strikes him. He goes, ah, ah. There's like a, you know, when you're watching a movie and it's clearly a stuntman who's wrapped in the
Yeah.
stuff and he just starts running away and it's filmed on a completely different day on a completely different set. And then it cuts back to the guy as he's walking off the thing, the spell having finished, and you are successful. There is a round of applause from the people on the sidelines. Dodo, the guildmaster, clapping, and the few warriors that you fought as well, kind of clapping. Good show, jolly good show. Some of them say, and Dodo walks over towards you, produces 2 silver crowns, and says, "There you go. 1 for a successful defeat, and 1 for having no members bloodied." He flicks them towards Seth, I think, because Seth dealt with killing blow.
Actually, do I catch him? Let's find out.
You can roll to see if you do, yeah.
Oh, not 20.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Dodo's so impressed. You get like a little thing on the bottom of your HUD that says the Guildmaster was impressed with that catch.
I wink.
Okay.
Your knuckles like.
Yeah. Everyone sort of claps as you head out, and you need to pick where you want to go next. I'll bring you back over to that map. Even though I think you really only have one option, right?
I think
Yes.
so.
We have to go to Foundation.
Yes.
That's right.
Foundation!
Off to Foundation. So you guys come running out of the Fighters Guild and start making your way south again through Eldessa town, making it over to the checkpoint here. Someone roll me a D10. Whoa, what the hell? Did I do that?
Stuff in my face and meat. Pulled from my pocket.
Oh yeah, pocket meat.
A 2.
2. Let's see what that one is.
Another bell tower.
You come rushing through the town. Eldessa town every now and then is permeated with these kind of older parts of the city. Eldessa town is the oldest part. When the city was founded, it wasn't founded directly on the lake. This is the old town. When the first ruler settled here, a bunch of elves, and there is a small fountain here. It's just one of those like really basic looking fountains of a weirdly shaped fish, relatively large, and generally speaking people just sit here. There's a few shops nearby, and people kind of just hang out here on their like lunch break. It's one of those little areas, nothing massive, nothing particularly impressive, but there's a group of you notice that there's a group of spectators, people that have sort of gathered in this area as if once or twice something else interesting has happened here. There is a nobleman who comes out dressed in a wonderful robe with a slanted kind of beret with a feather in it on his head. Under one arm he has a percussive drum, and he hits it a few times. Dum, 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 dum. He says, "There they are, the next performers. Here we go. Now it's time for the performance of a lifetime. Who do we have?" He looks towards the group.
Well, you have Rickard and the Fabulous Three, of course.
Rickard
Thank you.
and the
Thank you.
Fabulous
I bow.
Three. A round of applause. Clap, 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 clap. The few spectators here. You must coordinate something musical, dramatic, poetic, on the spot. Between the four of you, a quick impromptu performance. And your judges for this silver coin shall be our wonderful, beautiful audience. Clap, 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 clap. Go. What do you do?
The last one was just rolling.
Okay. I'm guys.
What
I
do
will
you do?
pretend that I am a man who needs to be taken off of, thrown over a wall, and you could be two goblins or something. Right? We'll do that one again.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I'll strum my lute a little bit and narrate.
Perfect.
Wait. Wait, the fake it till you make it have canonically been little plays that you've been putting on secretly between the four of you when the rest of us weren't watching. We'll do that one again. You guys during your long rests when we're like, yeah, for the sake of brevity, we'll just like burn through the long rest, whatever, you guys rest for the night. But
Whenever
actually
we're
you've been sat in the tavern doing the fake it till you make it performances amongst the four of you.
Yeah, presents and people. It's a role-playing game we play.
All right, so
so-
you're set the scene.
All right, so I'm an old man. Hey, everybody! I wish I could get across this wall. If only there was some
But
goblins
you have
nearby.
to pay the toll to cross this wall.
The wall toll.
The wall toll.
I don't have any legs. I lost them in the war. Remember, guys?
Yeah, but that's you
How
have to
could
pay
you get
extra
me
for
across this-
carrying.
Coin can get you many places where
coin,
legs
we
can
do
go.
it, buddy.
Script.
How much? There's not supposed to be a script. How many coins?
How many legs?
3 coins.
3 legs.
3
Coin.
coins. 1 for
How
each of
about
us.
How about I pay you in 3 silver crowns?
What is he, some kind of prince?
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's a
what are
prince.
you, some
We
kind
should
of prince?
ransom him instead. See
Yeah.
if he's got anything valuable on him. Stop patting him down
No, hey,
vigorously.
hey, my minstrel will pay
bet
you
he's
the
got
3
legs there somewhere.
crowns. Minstrel, please pay them the 3 crowns.
And that is the tale of how Marklot the Prince was ransomed for 400 crowns the very next day.
Yeah, great job.
The audience, an applause. We'll see how large the applause is because you actually do need to still make a skill check. I need you to make a group skill check of performance, please. The DC is 20, so you each have to roll, and then we add all 4 of them together, and if it's higher than 20, you pass.
I think if we ever do this again, what we should do is roll first and then try and accurately.
Exactly. I think so too. I was just very excited. Okay, so let's.
That's 8.
So far, it's been accurate.
Oh!
I don't even need to go.
No, you should do it though, just in case. We want
Yeah.
to see if you got nat 20, there'll be
If
roaring
you're
applause.
net 1, then
Ooh.
I got a 27.
What is it in total?
Or his narration skills.
30, 40, 50? 50.
35. Yeah, 50.
50. The people here have never been to a play in their lives. They're so happy to be entertained, you know? Like, it's not like they don't have Netflix. They're not in the noble quarter. They don't live in the posh part of town. They are, you know, your average commoners who go to, like, at best, they might get, like, a little Punch and Judy type show. And they get this incredible performance.
seen since the execution.
Oh my god, that was absolutely amazing.
And then there's also a guy saying that actually very accurate to history as well. It was surprisingly accurate. You know, it's on Reddit. And the nobleman says, very good, even though he kind of looks like a little like he knows what he's talking about. But critics are going to be critics, and he flicks you a silver crown. You get another silver crown. Congratulations.
Which I also catch deftly.
Yeah. What are you at in total now?
6, I think.
6?
1, 2, 3, yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
Onwards
Thank you, everybody.
to
We gotta go.
Foundation. The familiar halls of Foundation as you round one of the corners and approach the Foundation building. Rushing inside, you see another group heading out of Foundation. Each of them has a buzz cut haircut. One of them is a mage underneath a hat, but the other 3 have buzz cut haircuts. Kind of thuggish looking group. One of them clearly a rogue. 2 of them some sort of fighter and a mage. And they're kind of like kicking the ground as they step out. They give you like filthy looks, and then you hear them say, where do we want to go next then? Oh, I don't even care. We ain't even got a single fucking crown. This is bullshit. You're right, this is shit. Why did we even sign up for it anyway? And they kind of like grumble and move off away from Foundation as you guys round the corner and head inside. This big sort of stone hall with all the names carved on the walls and the huge sort of dragon skull mounted up above you as you step into the Foundation Adventuring Guild. You see the small form of Runt who claps and waves at you as you head in from the sort of groups of people that have collected here, but it is the Foundation head who greets you as you step in here. She says, I am Myre Greenthumb. Pleasure to meet you all. And which group is this?
Hello, my name is Rickard and the Fabulous 3.
Rickard and the Fabulous 3. Great. And
That's right.
have you ever been to Foundation before? Runt immediately says,
They have. They're great. They're excellent. They've been doing quests left, right, and center. They took on a big group of bandits and dealt with them all by themselves. Where they had Dario with them. This is that group.
Myre says, oh, the group that had Daryl. Yes, it was so unfortunate to hear about, but we can honor his memory with a great performance today, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's right. Did you say performance?
Well, it's all the performance, isn't it? I suppose this is more of a demonstration. And she claps her hands, and Runt brings out, like, drags a kind of wheeled table out. And on it are sets of artisans' tools. And she says, Runt, over to you.
Right, yes. Okay, who's good with skills and tools? Any of you good at picking locks or crafting or carving?
I can do that. I can craft stuff.
I can
kind of
forge
pick a lock.
things.
Great! You'll need to be, because you're going to need to use a tool proficiency that you have. Perhaps tinker's tools, or smith's tools, or wood carving tools. Who has a proficiency in any of these things on their character sheet?
I'm proficient in thieves' tools.
I'm kidding. There's no such thing as a character sheet. This is real life.
I can make maps.
Yeah.
I'm good at dragon chess.
Do any of you have any tool proficiencies?
Jewelers,
cartographer's
tinker's
tools. That's an
or
artisan's
leatherworking
tool.
tools.
All at once.
Thieves' tools.
In fact, if you could all speak at once, that'd be much easier for me.
1,
And
2,
a what? And a
3. Thieves' tools.
Okay,
Yeah,
hang on.
No one else did it. Perfect.
Okay, great. Yeah, I had thieves' tools,
I
Forgery
have
tools.
cartographer's tools.
cartographer's tools.
Jewelers, tools, smiths, tools, leatherworking tools.
Any, pick one.
Oh, jewelers.
Okay, and does Seth have any tool proficiency?
Forgery.
Forgery. Runt says,
What?
the guildmaster says,
It's not what it looks like.
right, well, perhaps we could get some paper or something? Yeah, can we get a piece of paper and something that they can... That'd be great. Somebody runs off behind one of the desks and grabs a few pieces of paper. They lay things out in front of you that are sort of equivalent to what you need to do. There's a lock that is placed in front of Rickard. There's a piece of paper and then like a certificate that just says like it's a fishing certificate that is laid out in front of Seth. A piece of vellum that you might put a map on is placed out in front of Got, and then maybe the wonderful map that was created by Plumrug is placed down in front of Got as well. And then, sorry, which one of your many proficiencies are you using, Alwyn?
Jewels.
Tinkering? Is that a jeweler's?
No, jewelers' tools.
Jeweler's tools. Yeah, I think somebody places in front of you like a delicate looking piece of jewelry that's like it's in the shape of a skull, and there are two sockets where the eyes would be, and then two tiny little rubies that would fit in there perfectly. Each of you can make me a check based on your proficiency. So just basically roll your proficiency checks for each of those things. And Runt says,
The quicker you do it, the better.
Okay, well, please, I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I need concentration.
I look to him and I say, well, technically, a lute is a tool, isn't it? Can I just use this instead?
That's not a tool. That's a
Oh, fine then.
musical instrument. It's very different.
Well, it's under the tools section on my character sheet, Brant.
It's not what
you
it's,
mistake.
it's artisans' tools specifically.
A tool is
cannot
more
see.
I would do so much
Use
better if
my
I was
bow.
inspired. I don't have any motivation to do this.
Oh, that's true. Actually, Got still has
I do.
Yeah, you still have inspiration.
Surely that ran out. Surely it's been more than like.
It's an hour, I think.
Oh, it's an hour.
I thought it was
Okay.
10 minutes.
Let me check. Let me
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah, so did
Maybe
I.
it is 10 minutes.
I got a 16.
I do not know how to do this. For some reason, I cannot roll my check the way my party can.
I'll be honest, I have no idea how to do it either. I've never ever done a tool check
Oh,
Probably
on
just
Yeah.
the...
intelligence
Main
plus
page?
proficiency.
On the main page, you go down this.
Can you
It's
click
an hour.
Give it
the
a click.
button on the right? It says Intelligence Cartographer's Tools.
Oh, like this.
Yeah. Nice.
Unnatural 20.
Bam.
24.
I don't know how
Nice.
this works. Just want to show off.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, it is.
Oof. I got an 11.
An 11. Okay, so 11, 24, 16, and 10. How do you do your tasks? Let's go left to right. Let's start with Halwyn. What are you doing?
How do I do it? I've got
Yeah,
to put 2 rubies in a
Describe
skull.
it to us.
Okay. I guess I'm.
Describe it to us as if it was worth a silver crown to be the best describer here. Out of all of us who are definitely writers or GMs or creative types, and each of us are capable, so this isn't unfair.
Oh.
We're starting with
Um,
Mythematic, who gets to go without knowing that, and the other 3 have this amount of time to prepare.
Okay. So, I guess as or sort of the camera zooms in, and there's like that dolly zoom as we then watch and listen to the focusing, and everything sort of dulls down. As we see a close up of Howland's hands and forceps getting into the shot and picking up the chip of the ruby, and then a slow motion pan of the skull in his hand rotating. As there's another shot of then a gem clicking into place satisfyingly. And then there's like a shot maybe of like the breeze hitting a tapestry nearby as a passage of time is signified. And then there's maybe a face of concentration as Howin is got the forceps and is trying to fit the next jewel in the eye socket, but doesn't quite fit, so he's got to take out a small rasp and. But the plane of which he starts to rasp off the side of this jewel starts to then scuff. So he's got to wet it, but he has used a little bit of oil from this jeweler's kit to then smudge and buff out onto his sleeve, and then fits it perfectly in there. He takes a moment. The camera then starts to follow as it sweeps across the room as everyone's sort of watching and doing their own thing in the back. And then he sort of puts it down, takes out his jeweler's eye, and goes, "I think I'm done." As then the camera slowly zooms back and...
Little clap from Runt.
That looks really good.
Thank you.
He gives you a
could have
fist
been
bump.
better.
What is Seth doing? How is this? What does this forgery look like?
I pull out a little pouch and it's full of various carefully nibbed fountain pens with different line weights and things like that, different thicknesses, and a few different ink pots, and some rulers and things, and I'm slowly trying to trace out every single line on this certificate that I'm copying, and I'm kind of trying to make every single thing exact, except for you can't really do forgeries in a rush. You have to take your time with those. They're not something you can do quickly. And also, if you were looking really closely, you would see that I'm sort of fudging it a little bit, like deliberately not doing my best work. It would appear like I'm just not very competent at forging. Just, a few wobbly lines here, maybe a misspelling there. In fact, you watch as I would pencil out one of the words and then actually erase the correct spelling and do it incorrectly afterwards, just to add to the performance. Yep, and then in the end, I've got this certificate, and it's, it looks like a copy, but it doesn't look like a good forgery.
during this, several times, the guildmaster Meris actually gets quite close to you and starts to inspect what you're doing. It seems to be particularly interested in you with this forging skill that you
I mutter
present.
under my breath, like, oh, damn it, I was never good at this.
You know what? Fine. So she's a fearbolg, which I think I'd neglected to mention. So she's got like long, kind of floppy ears that hang down, and then 2 braids of long, thick, brown hair. And as she sort of leans down next to you, there's a sort of slight scent of earthy tones to her as she looks over your work, and then kind of glances at you as you look up at her, and she says, not bad. I should have to come to you perhaps if I need something forged one day. And then she moves on. All right, and you rolled a 10.
Yeah. Bang average. Maybe deliberate. Who knows?
Okay. And okay, Got, you have a map in front of you, and it's a complex. This is probably a little different to maybe some of the maps that you're used to out on the fringe and in No Man's Land. You have a complex city map, which is very similar to this one, but still more rudimentary and like that old and Whaler. When you see those old maps of London where they have all the cursive writing all over them. It's one of those sitting in front of you, and you pull out your cartographer's tools and you begin to get to work, and you do a stunningly good job of this. Why? What are we looking at? What's happening?
Well, time is of the essence, which is what makes this particular feat even more impressive. As I see this map, I pull out a stretch of vellum. Or in fact, no, I turn around this map upside down. And then pull out my cartographer's tools, which are made of oddly angular bone that look like it couldn't come from any sort of creature that exists, but here it is. And I nail the map to the wood, and then I start to sketch out the precise layout of this route that we have taken, including places we've been before. As you see, I take up several pouches of dyes and stains. A couple of live cochineal beetles crawl out of one, and I just punch it. And as I do, it splatters. But somehow the ink splatter or the dye splatter of these beetles sprays over the main central district of the town. That spatters on the rooftops. The green ichor from its guts landing, well, maybe perhaps not so magically, but landing to indicate and demarcate woods and parks within this city. I keep going. I'm just furiously scribbling. I use a protractor-looking collarbone of some small creature, and I then plot out this arrow, this track that we've taken so far, this triangle, and then sweat pools down from my forehead as I'm concentrating, and it lands where the bay is, and by the time I'm done, I unpin the map from the wood and turn it upside down, and it looks better, although it smells odd, than the map on the other side.
Yeah, people are impressed, but I think not everyone knows what they're looking at. But the people that seem to be aware of what you're doing or have any experience with cartography are kind of blown away by this. And then the fact that you've given it this sort of strange and unique artistic flair. A guy walks forward and says, "This is splendid work. I wonder perhaps, if you wouldn't mind, Guildmaster, might I perhaps purchase this?" The Guildmaster says, "It's our paper, but really this is your work. Would you be willing to part with it if this gentleman gives you some money?" The man says, "I'll give you 5 gold pieces for it. Right here and now."
He's talking to me?
Yes.
I think Gott is looking at him slack-jawed, going, "Huh?" As a fly goes round him and he slaps it. And,
Fine, 10.
He means yes.
oh, okay.
Never mind.
10 it is. He slaps a bag of gold down on the table in front of you. You can take 10 gold pieces. He grabs the incredible artwork of the this sort of section of the city of Eldessa that you've been working on, and carefully brings it over to a separate table and begins to marvel at it himself. All right. And then lastly, Rickard is fervently trying to pick a simple lock. After all of that, feels a little underwhelming. I'm sorry. Should have started with you, but what are you doing?
Pull up my sleeves and I take out a tension tool and a hook and I start delicately working on the simple lock. And I'm talking as I do it, and I am, sort of looking at the guild master, and I'm like, picking a lock is really quite simple. Oh, shit. Hold on. You just have to, just sort of, you see, you hold the tension tool, and then you use the hook to get the pins, there we go, the pins in the right place, and then, yep, and there's another one, and, I didn't realize this one had more than that. You just keep going until they're all clicked, and then it opens up for you just like that. And I twirl the lock around my finger and wink.
Yeah, you successfully do so. There's a smattering of claps and applause from the varying onlookers and people and guild workers and Runt.
Really good. That was great.
Okay, so the Guildmaster will provide you with one. You all completed the task successfully, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We don't know what the skill was.
You do. Yes, you completed the task successfully. Yeah, you completed the task successfully, but you didn't complete it within the strict time limit. That's what the other thing is. So completing the task was a DC of 10.
Took too long describing it.
No. The time limit is based on the check, though. If you got a 0 to 10, it was slow. 11 to 20 was fast. So Seth got it slowly. But actually, only 2 of you need to finish within the strict time limit. So you're successful on that one as well. And because you each displayed an extra sort of flourish or creative flair and role-played it so very nicely, you get an extra silver crown. You get 3 silver crowns for this. She provides you the maximum amount. 3 silver crowns, places them on the desk in front of Gott and says, well done. Very, very good work, all of you. You are
1, 2, 3.
very deserving of your names on the wall. I'm sure each of your names is already up there since you've done such great work for us.
That's right.
Yep.
A smattering
That's
of
right. We
applause.
should all leave, right? We've got
I
one
wink
more to do.
again and then run.
See you guys.
Well,
See you
maybe I
soon.
saunter
Bye,
quickly.
bye,
I run back into the frame and give him a fist bump, and I leave.
But yeah. Okay, you have the choice now of going Eben Quill or Stolbund.
I think maybe Eben Quill might be better.
Evan Quill.
Evan Quill.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Evan Quill.
You sure?
Evan Quill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll just do another one of our
Performer.
sketches.
You rush out of Foundation and start heading across the Merchants District along the north of the Merchant District here. That is when, from the rooftops, leaping down in front of you, weapons drawn,
Okay.
you witness the same people that just left
The one's
Foundation.
Oh, I knew they'd try and steal our crowns because they're jealous, because they're
Perfect.
terrible.
The
Stay away.
the buzz
necromancy.
cutters.
Buzz killers.
Do you really?
The buzz cutters. Why is
Tiebreaker.
There we go. Jumping down in front of you, weapons drawn. You are drawn immediately
point of
into
order.
combat. No. No. Denied.
No.
Denied whatever it is. I know that. Alright, what?
Well, they jumped off a roof. Do they take any damage?
No. It's a cutscene. It's a cutscene. You're in a minigame. And yeah, the team known as the Buzz Cutters appear before you. Each member has a buzz cut, 2 sort of brutish human-looking fighters, kind of look like Guile from Street Fighter in medieval gear. There's a roguish-looking halfling covered in thin scars, and a grung mage, which is a frog person, kind of, with a crooked, dirty hat. So they sort of don't have a buzz cut; they just have a big, oversized hat, and oversized robe.
Buzz cut wig.
Has a buzz cut wig, yeah, for sure. Toupee. The glue's coming loose from the sweat of failure. One of them steps forward and says, well, look what we've got here. We've got a different plan for winning now. We're going to go ahead and take your silver crowns. And they rush at you.
I
Yeah?
say we don't have any
They just,
silver crowns. We haven't won yet.
all right. I'm glad that you say that. You say those words.
Can we run away?
You can try, yeah,
I feel
but
like
you're
we should
being
just run.
you're
I feel like we
being
should just run all the
drawn
way there.
in regardless.
Are they
Just run
challenging
to
us?
Hey
Evan
guys,
Quill.
we're blessed by we got this.
You are
Who
drawn
are we
into
blessed by?
a fight. What's happening to him? What is happening to him right now?
Oh no.
I think he forgot to eat his lunch. Are you hungry, Mythematic?
I'm starving. I'm shaking from my low blood sugar.
Like hand him some meat from my pocket.
Thank you.
You had Mythematic
Pocket
some
meat
meat
is more
from your pocket.
nutritious.
Yeah. This is meta break-in action.
Pocket meat has extra fiber from the.
Oh my god, they have us
Lint.
surrounded,
Yeah,
everyone.
what did you think was
Oh,
happening?
bastards.
Yeah. All right, the buzz cutters
Yeah, didn't you listen to the cutscene?
are all over you.
No.
Let me put you on the combat state. Yeah. Should be able to roll some initiatives.
I
don't
got
know
a
how to
4.
read my states, so
My initiatives are so bad.
22.
10. Okay, that's not terrible. They rolled terribly, so.
They did.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Got, you're up first. You're not blind.
How do I remove my status effects?
So on your character sheet, there is a tab that will be, it's called
It's the bullet
effects, I
point
think.
looking one.
Effects.
I see it.
You should be able to toggle them off or delete them. It's up to you. I
There we
suggest
go.
toggling the ones that you'll be using in the future and deleting ones that are from battles that have already
I'm sorry,
been
it's the
and gone.
lightning one.
I've been disguised for 3,570 seconds.
Yep, that's probably, you've been a baboon this whole time.
I think you have.
He was always a baboon. I'm going to attack the closest melee guy, which I believe is this person here. I can't. There we go. Target him. I will use my Hunter's Mark on him, which is a free action because, well, not free action, but it doesn't use a spell slot because of this new rules. I can use it twice before it starts costing spell slots.
Guys, I really think we should try and run away.
How do you
And I
propose we do that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And none of us.
Just, you know-
yeah, none of us are healed. Okay.
I mean, I turn to Seth and I go, which way?
I point to the alley behind us, which is on our right here.
I look at the. Anything I want to do for this.
But you, I
will
mean, you could
fail
attack
because
him
of
and
the
then
turn
run.
order. Fair enough. I
And the
I
rules
attack.
that I generally implement, by the way, chatters and people who have never watched anything I've ever run before, is that if you can get to the edge of the battle map, you're considered to have exited the combat. It's a bit of a gamble though, because sometimes people get to the edge of the battle map and they choose to flee, and then maybe one person gets hit by an arrow and they go down, and now you've got one guy's completely out of the combat and you've still got 2 in. So that's the sort of payoff or the trade-off is that thing. But generally speaking, if you can get to the edge of the battle map and off of the battle map, you are considered to be out of combat. And because in combat it's only 6 seconds passing, you know, anybody that's out of combat leaves that 6-second turn order, and so they're like still running. Even if it's like another 3 rounds, that's probably like 24 seconds. What is that? It's 18 seconds. But they're still running and running and running. You can't get back into the combat unless, you know, we think of some real special way that it happens. But generally speaking, if you're off the map, you're out of the combat, and we justify it retroactively later on as to why you weren't able to get back in time, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's the rules. That's a rule that I generally put in. You can, if you're... the only time that wouldn't apply is if you were, say, backing up and you were like, I specifically don't want to exit combat. I'm just backing up and it goes off the map, and then you just move your thing off the map and we'll just deal with it. But if you move with the intent to escape, you just have to get to the edge of the battle map. It's the same as in Final Fantasy when you hold all the top buttons on the old Final Fantasy games. So yeah, the choice is yours. Yeah.
And I fire at this question.
Yes. We did fake combat before? We were playing paintball. Do we still? Were those real hit points that we got taken away?
Yeah, you were taking damage until the last hit.
Okay.
So you would just you'd never be reduced to 0.
Okay.
Okay. I shoot him with my crossbow. Well, I mean my longbow. For 18 to hit.
Hits.
You need a crossbow. You're like I know a guy.
Healing 6 points of piercing damage, and I inflict slow on him, which means that now his speed is reduced by 10 feet until his next turn.
Okay. The start of your next turn. Nice.
Yes. That's what I meant to say.
Okay. Yeah, I think you probably just like this just goes through his leg. You just an arrow. He sort of finished like, well, we're gonna take your crowns, and then immediately looks down and goes, ah! There's an arrow sticking through his thigh, and he sort of clearly is going to be a little hobbled here for a moment. He says, I might be a little slow to the others, and yeah.
You should think again.
Get 'em, boys! Yes,
And then, as you
and
say,
girls,
get 'em,
it's 2 boys, 2 girls.
Get them, boys and girls.
Get 'em, boy and girls, because there's actually only one other guy and 2 girls.
He takes an extra 5 points of Hunter's Mark damage.
Ooh, I might do him in. Yeah. And then he passes out.
I've been Hunter's Mark.
Yeah. He goes,
You should
boy
run.
and girls.
get 'em, boy and girl. He would say their names. And they do have names, because I'm a prepared GM who prepared all of the characters
Boyin and girlin.
in today's episode. He says, get 'em, Damsa, Minerva and Bianca. And falls over and passes out. All right, and that's the end of your turn, and you start running towards the alleyway.
Yes.
Okay.
I am emboldened that my team can see my bloodlust.
Right.
We can.
Maybe.
Yeah, we can. He's only wearing a loincloth. An arrow is launched towards Ricard
Whatever.
What were their names?
from
Whatever.
Minerva. It's going to hit
It
Ricard
is.
and deal 8 piercing damage.
Killing him in one shot.
Killing him in one. It goes to the back of his neck.
Ricard is dead. Good luck, everyone.
Ricard's the tank, remember. Never forget the fight with Brannick. You... that's the end of... Actually, I think they're probably going to
I
back
think
up
I
a little
can.
here. And that'll be the end of Minerva's turn. It is Seth's turn.
I throw a firebolt at this, the caster over there
Mm-hmm. Frog Mage is beginning to cast their own spell.
for 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Surprising.
For 7 fire damage.
7 fire damage.
And then I want to run behind this corner here. Get out of his line of sight. Our line of sight.
Yeah, I mean, we've been over this a lot.
These are buildings! They're buildings!
That would give you cover.
Yeah, you get a little cover there. Okay. Let's see how that cover works out for you if they move, I don't know, over here.
Yeah, I know. There's always an option.
Yeah.
And I'm running to the alleyway to escape anyway, so it's
I
fine.
still think I think maybe you get a little cover. You have +2 AC for this. So I'm
thank
gonna,
God, I need it.
I don't actually know how I do cover here. So I think, I can
Cover
do
just
this,
adds AC.
-2 on the roll. Wow, 19, so still hits you.
Yeah, that'll hit me.
It's a firebolt coming back at you. The grung, the little frog hands come up and begin sort of mirroring your spell. That's exactly the noise that is made as a firebolt is launched towards Seth that deals 1 damage. It's so pathetic, this tiny little thing. There's a reason these guys haven't got any silver crowns yet. This tiny little lighter's worth of fire moves slowly through the air and just lands on Seth's shoulder, and Seth. When it burns, that 1 damage is still pretty significant, but it's
to me, it's 20% of my body. 20% burns.
Yeah. To us, it's like a tiny little flame, but it cuts to Seth, who is on fire. It's the same footage from earlier on of the guy who was like a stuntman, It's the exact same shot.
But now you green screened into the superimposed into this alleyway.
He's dead, he's dead, I guess. Bleeding out. Halwyn, it is your turn.
Shit, I have no. I guess I'll run. I don't wanna, but I'm gonna. Yeah, because we're gonna run.
And attack at the same time.
I don't think I can run and attack at the same time. I'm gonna dash. Yeah, I'm gonna dash. What's my movement?
I'm going to leave the edge of the map there for people watching. If you're listening, welcome probably to the first episode where we're doing a lot of, you can go over here and that's over here on the map, and I apologize for people listening. Right on the edge of the map for you. Okay. And that's your action, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Rickard, your turn.
Did you say run? I thought you said run.
Say run, yeah.
Yeah, run!
Okay,
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind, so I guess I'll just run. Move me, please. The button that moves.
Okay. The warrior rushes in over here.
Hey! God's right there!
And what's,
Yeah,
and
but
what's the
God,
name? And what's the warrior's name?
The warrior is Damsa, and Damsa is not too dumb. Damsa knows that if he runs there, God has to run past him, and he gets an opportunity attack. So he might as well attack. Attack Seth with the spear here, because you look weak and small. An 11 will hit you apparently. Do you not have mage armor or something? Okay.
No.
Will hit you for 4 damage as a spear. Are you really knocked out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Should
you
have
are.
fought back.
I have 5 HP.
It goes into the back of your leg,
How the hell do you?
That's for
have
Hymo.
roll a 1?
and
I have a -2 to Constitution, so when I roll my hit points from a level up, I have a -2 to whatever I roll. So I just got a 1.
So she had the minimum, which was
That
horrific.
is incredible.
Wizard.
And you're giving us trouble for not min-maxing.
Listen.
When you've done
Hey,
that.
Leah, when you guys hit level 17, you'll be by far the strongest member of the party. Don't listen to
Oh boy,
them.
I can't wait!
It's wizards.
This is gonna
Okay.
happen.
Top of the round, got. Seth has just taken a spear through the back of the leg, blood everywhere, passed out.
Jesus.
We can't retreat now. So I'm gonna shoot this guy. When my hunter's mark moves to him, and I'm gonna shoot the ranger to the south.
Okay.
For a 23 to hit.
23 hits. Deal me
They're
some damage.
slowed. And here's the damage.
5 damage.
5 damage plus 5 more from my hunter's mark.
Okay. Nice. Bloodied.
Ah, shit. I kind of hoped he had less HP than the knight.
This member of the group is the strongest one, Minerva. The scout, the ranger. Okay. End of your turn.
Not yet. I move here in front of the fighter, but not between him and Persephone. But just in case he tries to chase the others, I will get him first.
Okay. Nice.
I am telling the DM my tactics because I am a fair player.
I told you, Mike. All right, an arrow is going to be launched towards you, Got, in retaliation and counterattack here from the ranger to your south.
I let it hit me.
Hit you, yeah. That's going to deal 7 piercing damage to God. Another arrow through the leg. Everyone's getting arrows in legs. As this one strikes
Where
you.
have I seen that before?
My hunter's mark remains up.
Nice. Seth, give me a death saving throw. A Seth saving throw, please.
Oh, you stand up.
Unnatural.
Wow, your eyes open and you sit up like the Undertaker.
You hear God going, wake up and fight back!
That high-pitched ringing noise is going like you've just stormed the beaches of Normandy, you know? Wake up! Okay, nice.
Don't worry,
The
Daryl will always be part of you.
My neck. I told you I knew necromancy.
the mage is going to launch a firebolt, I guess, to whoever is the furthest away to try and stop you from escaping. It's Halwyn.
Smart.
And then, ooh, a 4 is going to be a miss.
He sucks.
She rolled a 2, another little bit of fire floating across the battlefield towards you.
He dies out before it gets
That
to me.
guy's dead. It's your turn, Halwyn.
Okay. So there's how many are left? 3.
Fight back! Fight back!
Oh no, that sounds like
He
everyone's
sounds like
hurt.
he's 4 streets over.
That sounds like my friends are in trouble. I will turn around
God is
and I will
escaping.
run. God is escaping.
That's why he's 4 streets over. Don't worry, you do your turn.
Okay, great, thank you. Now I'm confused. All right, so I will. I am going to. And I saw that Seth got up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will run over to Seth. And as I do, I'm gonna just like sort of trip and fall onto the spear that's in her knee and then yank it out as I do, which you shouldn't do. But I'm going to do it and be like, it's okay, everything will be fine. And as I do, I'm going to like hold the wound as I yank the spear out.
Yeah.
And then as I do, a flare of light happens and he heals.
You deal 1d6 spear damage. I'm kidding. I'm gonna yank it out and stick it in the other leg.
Okay, so this is
Ace Ventura.
Oh my
a
god.
lot of healing.
Overheal.
You're welcome. Okay, and then so that was my movement, and my
feel much
main
better.
attack, and then I'm gonna turn to like these guys, and as I do, my eyes are gonna have like a small like swirl of red, just for a second, as I then as I go into rage.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you what?
That's right.
You're role-playing, right? That's not a mechanical thing you can do, surely.
Surely
Nope,
you couldn't rage and cast all these spells, right? What kind of
No, you
character is
can.
this?
You
He
can.
just cast the spell first. Now he can rage.
That's right, because I have multi-classed into this wacky sorcerer barbarian. All right, so as
By the way, Wag
ever
Steven just
since-
did this. Stumbling around. He's not even listening. He's in his kitchen. You know, he's listening to vinyls and relaxing. He just felt a disturbance in the force and he fell to his knees.
That's right. As yeah, so like I'm sort of signifying this time.
Where are you?
As the small flame flickers around like what we saw when Brannick was enthralling his people. I go into this rage,
Nice.
and then I, as whatever rage looks like.
With your dagger?
Yeah, cool.
You have my dagger.
Ricard, it's your turn.
Yeah. I just leave. I don't.
Okay.
No. I'll
I like
cast.
none of us question it because you would.
No, I would not. Come on now. What's the fabulous 3 without Rickard?
3
I'll
people.
tell you someday.
Yeah, we are the
I'm
fabulous
going to
3
cast
still,
a vicious
unfortunately.
mockery on the warrior.
It can't possibly miss 3 times in one episode.
Here we go. 3.
Ooh.
A natural 1. Wow. My sack to roll a natural 1, Brad.
It's never happened to me
Are
before.
you there? I've never seen a shorter sword.
His sword, it's not even a sword, it's a spear. His spear just goes like all floppy.
Excellent.
I
And then
cast
I'm going to.
erectile dysfunction.
Does 1d6 psychic damage? You gotta roll it.
Yeah, give me the damage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're actually useful.
He's never
I've
dealt
done
damage
something.
before.
Holy shit! 4 damage, baby.
Bam. 4 damage.
And then I also will cast a. Yeah, I'll do like a little bardic inspiration. Or I'm gonna give it to Halwyn because I feel like he's about to do something silly.
Okay, I think that was my silliest thing. But okay, thank you.
He's gonna do something silly.
All right.
That's it.
Alwyn, you are inspired. The
Finally, I can do that gem
warrior
cutting thing.
is, let's see, who's going to attack here. Let's go with 1 for Seth, 2 for Got. Seth it is.
Oh, good.
So it's gonna miss.
He's like,
He's
zombie,
gonna
put her down.
miss. 10.
But he has vicious
Meets
mockery.
it.
Oh, what does that
Oh
mean?
yeah, you got disadvantage. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, nice.
Come on, just roll worse.
Hey! His little
Somehow.
floppy spear, he tries to just hit you with it. It does nothing.
Hey! Harassment!
What the fuck? What's going on? So absolutely, like he's just so embarrassed that this has happened to him. This has never happened to me before, I
1 in
swear.
5. 1 in 5.
Of course, darling.
Got, it's your
Say
turn.
1 in 5.
I
Yeah.
try and shoot the one down in the south lane again.
Okay.
That's a good roll. Just
For a
schwank.
17 to hit.
It hits. Roll that damage.
6 points of normal damage.
6 points of
Followed
normal
by
damage. The
2
arrow.
points of hunter's mark.
Yeah, you want to kill him?
Piercing damage.
You want to kill him or do you want to leave him alive?
Kill him. Kill him.
Shoot, I'm just.
Kill him! Kill him! God! Kill him!
I'm not shooting to play around here, motherfucker.
Okay.
He says. And
The
shoots
least
the guy
godlike
in the
thing you've
chest.
ever heard.
The arrow strikes the chest of Minerva. She looks down and then falls forward. Then there's a as a bunch of town guard appear.
Sorry. What's going on here? What's going on here?
What on earth is happening here? They break it up. There's 2 town guard for each of you, including the 2 remaining people that are fighting with you. They pull you away and they sort of try and stow your weapons. 3 people jump on Got. 1 grabs at Halwyn, and another one grabs Halwyn, and another one grabs Halwyn.
Who started this? Who started? What's going on here?
The
I
warrior.
can explain everything.
The warrior in front of you with the droopy spear says, "I can explain everything."
Excuse me?
They started
All right,
it.
limp.
They're trying to take our silver crowns for we're all part of the thing, aren't we?
Are we trying to take your silver crowns? Why don't you show them your silver crowns that we're trying to take there, limp?
Well, we ain't got any because you took them from us, didn't ya?
Oh, so we're not trying then, are we? We've actually done it. Is your story changing?
I'm gonna roll a charisma check for him, which is a deception check. He doesn't have a skill in it. A 14. Roll me a persuasion check to see if you can.
I will.
Convince.
I'm gonna roll.
Convince the guards.
This is important. So I'm hoping that this works out.
Does vicious mockery have anything to do with his role as well?
21.
21. The guards, the town watch kind of look to one another, but there's loads of people in town, and there were loads of people when this fight broke out, and a few people say,
They started it. They was running out of the Foundation Guild and they jumped down from the rooftops and said they was going to steal the crowns.
a few people say, yeah, they started it. The one person who looks suspiciously like Wax Steve and goes, why did he multi-class in a barbarian? He's a fucking sorcerer. And a few people, like, a few complaints are listed, and then the guards say, one of the guards says, well, this is strictly against the rules, I think. And the buzz cutters that are remaining sort of say, no, they ain't said nothing about rules like that.
Well, it's against the spirit of what's going on here. You can carry on. Go on. Off you go. Off you go.
And they let the 4 of you go,
Losers.
and they arrest the buzz cutters who give you a couple of filthy looks.
Can we get some medics over here? These ones have been shot.
I ask
Yep.
the guard that's in charge before I leave. I say, do we get silver? Do you have like a silver coin for special deeds or something? Because I mean, we did the right thing here, correct? We killed a vagabond that was clearly a criminal in your streets.
No.
Okay.
I haven't got any silver crowns. I'm a town watch.
Well, I thought maybe. I don't
I have
know.
nothing to do with what's going on in the event. We're just trying to keep the peace.
Yes, of course. Well, you're doing a great job, and I wink at him.
Thank you.
Yeah, we move on.
On you go, citizens. On you go.
And you go running off, and that's where we're going to end the session today. You actually are not at the. You didn't get to the checkpoint, so you're still on the way to
Right.
it. This is
Oh, that wasn't even the checkpoint.
nope. That's just what happens. No matter what that was going to happen, it was a scripted encounter.
See.
They were gonna jump you regardless. The buzz cutters are always.
You know, it's
gonna
really
be
funny
zero
that once
coins.
we fully embraced abandoning our morals, things started going pretty well for us. I think that's a lesson to be learned.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys learned that lesson really well in this. I think we'll pick up from there next week. The possibility of still hitting 2 guilds if you do very well in this one. You really have to absolutely smash it on both the checkpoint and Ebon Quill, and you might be able to visit another guild and see how many crowns you can get. How many crowns are you at?
9.
Oh.
Is it 9 or 6?
17. 17.
17
Three.
means you're
Wait, no,
definitely
let me
in the
count.
lead. I mean,
Six.
unbelievable how
Nine.
well you guys
We
are
have
doing.
9.
9. Okay, you're doing
Nine.
well.
Hell yeah.
You're doing well.
I want that ring.
Yeah,
I want that
too
ring
short
you
of
really don't want to
perfect.
give us.
Too short of
Really,
perfect.
really don't want you to be doing any better than you are currently doing. All right. Yeah, good job. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everyone. But it's not quite over yet because it's time for Fake It Till You Make It, which we sort of already did.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again. Roll those titles. All right, Fake It Till You Make It. Now, you told me to get a song. Wait, hold on. What did you want? Epic?
Yeah, just like they just stepped into a dangerous situation.
A dangerous situation.
Tensions are high.
Okay, I got this.
Danger.
Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Perfect. Why not? This is great. Okay.
Okay.
I
I want to remind everyone, I have no idea what he's preparing every week. I don't know what's going on, so.
Terrifying.
Why do you say that every time right before I'm about to do something?
Well, because people will be like, why don't you just have the song ready or whatever, you know? Because this is when I'm finding out with
it's
everyone.
not like I'm not responsible for whatever
Oh.
bullshit.
Well, yeah.
Also that, but I just want to blanket. I'm not responsible for anything Orcish does ever anyway. You know, I don't want to ever be.
Well, that's not exactly true,
Most
but all
importantly,
right.
that.
Well, you're a fully grown adult man, so it definitely is.
We'll talk about it later. Okay. So, all four of you are adventurers, and you have just approached a very big, very blue giant.
Oh, I'm a very big and very blue giant.
You look
As
very
you
blue.
pass me,
Blue giant.
you must tell me my name.
Huddle. Team huddle. Quickly. Team huddle.
I think we just tell him your name.
It's Steve.
You think Steve?
What if my name? Surely my name.
You think it's
What is my name? My name. Yeah.
Oh, Dad just said my name. Just to say my name. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
that's what he wants to be told. So just say that.
Yeah.
Try that.
Yeah. Right, ready? Mr. Giant, Mr. Sir, my
That
name.
is correct. It is Mr. Giant.
Huzzah!
All right.
Look,
That's it. That's it. Good job.
Well done, everyone. I think that was perfect. We should probably use that one next time.
Yeah, I think that.
Because that's what we do.
I've rolled the credits. It's over.
We're done here. We're done here.
I was intending that.
We
to
are
just be
done
like
here.
the
They can
first
barely
thing you
hear us
say.
right now over the credits. And I don't know if we will be coming back.